call it the big time. Got your name in lights. Now you're gonna shine. Got 'em in your sights.
I don't wanna tell you how to live, but I just don't want you to miss. And I don't mean to scare you, I want you to live, and I dare you to give this life all you have. Yeah, all you We are legendary. We are not ordinary. We are legendary. You will remember our names. We are legendary. Living extraordinary. We are legendary. You will remember our names. There's no way out of this. This life is all you get. One shot to take. Don't miss, just make. Don't get it twisted. We're on a mission to live life legendary. Yeah, we are legendary.
Friday night football is here. It's Panther Friday Night on Tradio as the Colleyville Heritage Panthers host the Red Oak Hawks. Here in the season opener, I'm Will Connerly alongside TCU Hall of Fame linebacker Shannon Brazil. It's going to be a big matchup here tonight. Two teams that won a dozen games apiece last season. A lot of fun, and man, it's good to start a football season, isn't it?
It's awesome to be here. The heat's out. And these teams are warming up. They look spunky. They look like they have a lot of pep in their step. It's going to be a football game, a great football game on Friday night. I can't wait. I'm super excited.
We're both looking forward to this matchup here this evening here on the pregame show. We'll hear from head football coach Jerry Edwards. In his first year last season, he directed the Panthers to a 12-win campaign. And again, they had an opportunity to compete for that regional final. We will talk to you in just a moment. You're watching Panther Friday Night on Tradio.
He's into the end zone for the touchdown. That's 6.
Back with you here on the pregame show as the Panthers get ready to open up the season here against Red Oak. I'm Will Connerly alongside Shannon Brazil, and this is going to be a big matchup like we talked about. Whenever you start a season, it's always a lot of fun, and for Colleyville and Red Oak, they both won their districts last year, and it's always hard to do, but they kind of did it with ease. Now they both move into tougher districts, and this is non-district play. But to open up the season and for each team to have a challenge and get ready for when that time comes, because that's what ultimately matters to get into the postseason.
Well, I know it's the first game, but when you play a game of this magnitude, it means so much later in the season, right? So this Red Oak team has several Division I football guys who signed the Division I football scholarships at the receiver spot and the cornerback spot. So they have a lot of juice on the other side of the ball. And the Colleyville defense has mostly everybody coming back, and so they're looking to put these guys, in their place, if you will. So it's going to be an exciting time. It's going to be a great night to have football playing for the first game. And so, like I said, I'm excited, man. If you can't tell, the nervousness is in my voice, but I can't wait to that kickoff. It's like I'm playing right now.
The kickoff is going to be a lot of fun, and you talk about Division I commits. Well, Colleyville has one in Braden Blewett, their star wide receiver, who has signed to play at Northwestern. Red Oak has a trio of Division I wide receivers and regarded as one of the top receiving rooms in the state. We'll hear from head coach Jerry Edwards when we come back on the pregame show. You are watching Panther Friday Night on Tradio.
Seen your LinkedIn picture. It's not great. Bless your heart. You need a new headshot. And since you're not watching the game, watch this.
Unleash your professional image with Metroplex headshots. From individual headshots to executive team portraits, we deliver exceptional quality. Metroplex headshots combines artistry and expertise to create headshots that make an impact. Visit our website at metroplexheadshots.com or call us today to schedule your session. Metroplex headshots. Unleash your professional image.
Number one Chevy dealer in the world. You have more inventory than anyone. Classic Chevrolet. Last chance through Labor Day only. We're offering model year-end savings early on all new 2024 Chevys. Like new Silverados. $14 grand in total savings. Don't miss out on 24s. $14 grand total savings. It's the final days. New Silverados will sell fast. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com now.
Back here on the pregame show, we're joined alongside head football coach Jerry Edwards. Coach, season starts tonight. You're facing off against a good Red Oak team. How excited are you that football season's finally here?
Super excited. It's been a long time since last December when we last, played a football game in the fourth round. And so we've had a tremendous offseason and worked extremely hard to get back to this point. And expectations are high this season, but we're excited to get back on the grass.
And you continue to elevate those expectations for this program. Now entering your second year, you have a full off season that you get to ultimately put your stamp on this program. But the expectation, like you said, 4 of the last 8 years, this Colleyville Heritage football team has been able to get to a regional final. How do you continue to set those standards, and what does that look like this off season as you get ready for game 1 tonight?
Well, yeah, our expectations and standards are always to be a Region 1 favorite. Last year I think we did that. Coming into the season, we're highly ranked and the standards are high, which is what we want and what we expect to be around here. Now, realignment didn't do us any favors. We got probably one of the most brutal schedules in the state of Texas, especially to start the season. A 12-win Red Oak team tonight, then we got a 12-win team next week in Richland, and then we open up against the Colony, Timberview, and Argyle. So, those first 5 games are tough, but, that's kind of the standard and expectation here in Panther Nation, and we want to rise to those challenges, and be considered one of the elite teams in Texas.
Fans of the receiver position should be in for a treat tonight. I know on the other side, Red Oak's got 3 Division I recruits and another tight end that's committed to the Division I level. Then, of course, Braden Blewett for you, a 3-star wide receiver headed to Northwestern. A lot of guys flying around and going to be some talent on the football field tonight at the receiver position.
Yeah, a lot of talent at the receiver position. Blewett is a tremendous athlete and receiver that can go get the ball. He's going to keep doing what he did last year. A kid that I think was under-recruited a little bit. I think he's one of the best receivers in the state of Texas, and I think he's on a mission this year to prove it. And you'll see some flashes of that tonight, I hope, because if the ball's in there, he's going to go get it, and he does special things with it. But, as you mentioned, Red Oak has some weapons as well, and so we got to do a good job of keeping them contained and making sure that we can get to the quarterback so he can't get the ball out to those guys.
Well, speaking of the quarterback, we'll talk about that and the other side of the ball when we come back for our next segment here on the Pregame Show.
More inventory than anyone. Classic Chevrolet. Last chance through Labor Day only. We're offering model year-end savings early on all new 2024 Chevys. Like new Silverados, $14 grand in total savings. Don't miss out on 24s. $14 grand total savings. It's the final days. New Silverados will sell fast. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com now.
Back, we're joined alongside head football coach Jerry Edwards. Coach, new QB this season after losing Luke Ulrich. You have Bodie Weaver step in to be the signal caller after serving as the backup last season. How excited are you to give the keys of the offense to him?
Excited. Bodie's a competitor. I saw that during the basketball playoffs, and he made 2 clutch free throws to win the game in the 3rd round and send his our varsity basketball team to the regional tournament. And so I knew right then that we had a special play caller. When the ball was in his hands, he was going to find a way to win. He had a tremendous offseason, did a great job developing and improving. Led our team very well during 7-on-7 season, working on timing and routes with our receivers. But, he's a kid that's going to compete, and you always want a competitor as the trigger man, and so we're excited what Bodie does this year.
When we look at the other side of the ball, defensively, a lot of excitement because at all 3 levels you return some pretty key pieces. All your linebackers are back, some key guys in the secondary back, and of course you got big boys up front as well that are returning. And how excited are you for this defense to take another step forward with the guys you got back, but also some newcomers that are making the roster as well?
Well, I always want to be known as a hard, physical team, and that kind of starts on defense. I'm a defensive-minded head coach, and I always have been. But having about 8 guys back is tremendous. I thought we played really good defense last year. We won the turnover battle in pretty much every game we played. And so those are keys. When you fly around and you're physical, good things happen. And so having those guys back and the leadership that we have back, like you said, at all three levels, it makes it a little bit easier. And just understanding the scheme and what we do, we can add some more wrinkles this year that we couldn't do last year. But, we're going to have to rely heavily on our defense because we're going to play some high-powered offense. Case in point tonight, and so we've got to do really diligent about how we go about our business and how we fly the football and make tackles.
You mentioned the realignment and moving over with Grapevine into this district, which does feature an Argyle team that you had an incredible playoff battle with. And just in general, the consensus is it's a much tougher district. But like you said, you have a couple teams that won a dozen ball games a year ago with highly recruited players in the first 2 weeks before you even get into district play. Do you schedule like that on purpose, or is that just the way the cookie crumbled? You want to have tough games before you get into district play?
Well, I think you set it up, your 2 non-district games prepare you for district. Now, obviously, we want to win, but that doesn't make or break our season, how these next 2 games go. We want to play well and execute to a high level, but we really want to be clicking when we toe it up against the Colony here in 3 weeks, because those are the games that are ultimately going to decide whether we get to go to the playoffs or not. And so our goals are to get in the playoffs and make a run for region. These first 2 games are just warm-up games to prepare us. Obviously, anytime we step out there, we want to win those football games. But, we're playing a high-flying offense this week that likes to throw it around quite a bit. That's got a lot of guys back. And then next week, we got a 5-star running back coming in. And so we're going to get tested in the ground game next week. But, so that'll make us a more complete team defensively. And then offensively, we want to make sure that our timing and execution right. We got some veteran leadership on the offensive line. So that's helped breaking in a new quarterback, a couple new receivers. And so these first 2 games are really for us to kind of make sure that we get the pieces together. Last year we opened up with Texas High and lost that game, but even though we lost that game, we learned a lot about our team, and we rattled off like 9 or 10 wins in a row after that. And so that's kind of what we want. Ultimately we want to win the game, but ultimately we want to prepare our team for district play coming up in 3 weeks.
I love what you said about the offensive line. Second straight year, 4 of the 5 guys are returning up front, and really that's been a key nucleus of this offense, at least from the returning. You talk about a new quarterback and a lot of new receivers outside of Blewett, but how comfortable are you with that group up front, multiple all-district guys on that offensive line to be able to protect your new quarterback and also allow you guys to establish the run?
Yeah, I think, football has stood the test of time. You got to play really good defense, and you got to be able to run the football. And games are won in the trenches. You got to have a good offensive line and a good defensive line. If you have that, you got a chance to be a really good, successful football team. And so we're blessed to have 4 guys coming back, really 5 that got a lot of experience last year and did tremendous. They probably performed as well as I could expect in the scrimmage last week, which was really good to see. But when you return that much experience, you should see that. And so we're going to rely heavily on those guys up front because really and ultimately our team goes as they go. And so we're really proud of them and what they've been able to do. They gave Bodie a ton of time to throw the football last week, and they opened up some holes for our tailbacks. And so that's really going to get us going. It's going to help us be 2-dimensional on the football field and be able to run the football, throw the football, and be able to spread the ball around the field.
A couple more things for you, Coach, before we get ready for kickoff here in week 1. You talk about the offense, and on the subject, offensive coordinator this year, Coach Snyder, he's taken the reins as OC after being a co-coordinator a season ago after Dan Pike, somebody you spent a lot of time with, takes a head coaching job. Talk about what he brings to this offense and how excited you are to see him be the coordinator and really take the reins of that group.
Yeah, Coach Snyder's been with me for 5 years. He came with me from Harker Heights. And, when he got to Harker Heights, a young coach that was hungry to grow and mature and get opportunities to be the offensive coordinator. It reminded me a lot of myself when I went to Mansfield. It was a first-time coordinator. And so he works hard, and he does a tremendous job. Very, very smart man, guy. He teaches math, so that tells you, he kind of has that analytical type brain, was what you want, a coordinator. And he knows our strengths and weaknesses and how to get the ball to people in space, how to open up holes in the run game. And so super excited for him to take the reins and call our offense this year.
Last thing for you, Coach. We talked about offense, defense. I want to bring up special teams, how you think, one, that could factor into tonight's game, and two, the luxury to have a kicker in Ryan Zucker back, a guy who has a career long over 40 yards and ability to get 3 points for you as well, and perhaps somebody who's going to factor in more on the kick, all-around kicking game as well.
Yeah, it's huge. Special teams is, as I tell our team all the time, I think that's one thing that should be a plus in our column when we play other teams, that we should be execute to a high level on special teams. And we have a lot of great personnel to do that. And you mentioned Zuckert, who's a tremendous kicker, and it's the field goals and PATs that he's, automatic on, which are huge. And it does help us as an offense, knowing once we get to a certain point on the field, we have an opportunity to get away with 3 points. But this year, I kind of challenged him in the offseason, on kickoffs to get it out of the end zone. And so he's been pretty consistent on kicking it out. And I told him, especially with a veteran defense coming back, teams and field position are huge. And having teams having to drive the length of the field to put points on the board is a plus for us. Last year we lost the field position battle with Argyle, but we were able to come away with a win. But that's not always the case when you play really, really good football teams. I think in that game, our starting field position was the -30 and theirs was the +45. And so typically the games like that don't go in your favor. And so we did talk a lot about that in the offseason and address that. But with our kicking game, we got to be able to flip the field, and we got to win the field position battle.
Coach, thanks so much for your time, and best of luck tonight.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Go Panthers.
It's Panther Friday Night on Tradio. Looking forward to this matchup here in the season opener. I'm Will Connerly alongside TCU Hall of Fame linebacker Shannon Brazil. This is going to be a fun one here tonight, and let's dive deeper into this matchup between Colleyville Heritage and Red Oak, two teams, again, like we mentioned, they're good football teams. They won a dozen games a year ago. Now for Red Oak, it was a record-breaking year for them. They set a new record for their school for wins, and they had a historic season. They go 12-1. Their one loss, it's to Aledo, who is a great football program, and that was in the postseason. So for Colleyville, they're a team, both of these teams, new quarterbacks, so there are some unknowns with that important piece for the signal caller offensively. But when we look at this game, and of course game one, a lot of unknowns, what we do know is, well, we have some keys to victory here tonight. And for you, what's your number one thing you're looking forward to tonight and for the keys to the game for the Panthers?
Well, for the Colleyville defense, I'm looking for. They have a challenge tonight. They have a great quarterback coming back. Looking at them, they have three receivers, as we mentioned before earlier in the show. that are Division I caliber receivers, and it's going to be interesting to see how this defense tries to pin those guys down. You're going to have to put pressure on the quarterback. And, the corner, I believe they're a little beat up at the cornerback position with the Panthers. So it's going to be interesting to see how they plan on stopping these guys. But I can tell you now, if you go one-on-one with them, you're going to be in trouble. If you don't put pressure on the quarterback with those type of receivers, you're going to be in trouble early. So I expect these guys to go some form of zone and really put some heat on the quarterback early.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what will happen when you talk about this dynamic Red Oak offense. Now, they lost their superstar quarterback running back tandem, but like we mentioned, 3 key wide receivers back in action. And the guys you'll probably talk about tonight on the other side, number 1, Taz Williams, a 4-star recruit, number 2, Braden Robinson, and number 4, Charles Taplin, all of those getting major Division I interest. So to your point, it's going to be a challenge for the Panthers tonight in their secondary, and especially the cornerback, safeties, to be able to contain those receivers. But the X factor in all of that is, can you get pressure on the quarterback? And we don't know who's going to be the quarterback. They have Billy Middleton, who missed most of last season with injury, and then they also have Kane Richardson, a senior. He moved in from Arkansas, and from my understanding, they've had a little bit of a quarterback battle going on leading up to this first game. But for Colleyville, it's pretty clear who the guy is going to be. It's going to be Bodie Weaver.
Yes.
First year as a starter for him, and he had an opportunity to play a little bit last year, made 21 completions on 30 attempts, and that was because there was some games that were blowouts for Colleyville last year, but they certainly lost their superstar, and a man who was district MVP went off to Stephen F. Austin and Luke Ulrich, so he steps in to lead an offense that was one of the best in the area a season ago, and that's going to be a tall task for him. But all 5 guys on the offensive line played some significant time a season ago, and that's something to keep an eye on as well.
I agree. When you have a lineman of what you just mentioned and a quarterback who ended the season on fire, those guys got a whole off season together, and they only got better. So they're going to come out firing on all cylinders. I'm sure they're pumped up to get back to it. So it's going to be interesting. I cannot wait till 7 o'clock till we kick this thing off. It's going to be a barn burner.
It will be here tonight, and one thing that's always a theme when you talk about football in Texas on a Friday night, particularly in August, is, well, week 1, a lot of heat. And that's what we have here tonight in Grapevine. Mostly sunny, about 88 degrees, partly cloudy conditions expected around 7 p.m. here tonight. But usually in week 1, that always plays a factor because leading up to the season, well, you're going to have a lot of days where you're sweating a lot, but it's hard to replicate that once you ultimately get out on the turf.
Yes, man. It's 88 up here, but when you get down on that turf, it's a little bit hotter. And the team who could withstand the heat and the cramp factor, they're going to be okay. But we can get this thing around 7:30, 8 o'clock where the sun goes down. Then everybody will be able to relax and just play football. But right now, drink your water, drink your Gatorade, because it's about kickoff time. These guys are going to be flying around, losing a lot of fluid.
They will indeed. Really excited for this football game coming up in just a little bit. The coin toss will be on the other side of this break. You're watching Panther Friday Night on Tradio.
All right, Buster, come on, you got this. Fix that hair on the right. Just give me hands. Give me the vicious kitty. Perfect. Hey. Hey, you. 40-yard line. Big guy. No, the other guy. I've seen your LinkedIn picture. It's not great. Bless your heart. You need a new headshot. And since you're not watching the game, watch this.
Unleash your professional image with Metroplex headshots. From individual headshots to executive team portraits, we deliver exceptional quality. Metroplex headshots combines artistry and expertise to create headshots that make an impact. Visit our website at metroplexheadshots.com or call us today to schedule your session. Metroplex Headshots. Unleash your professional image.
It's Panther Friday Night here on Tradio, and you've got the Panthers getting ready to run out, and that's always a good feeling, right? Getting ready for game number 1, and you're ready to run out at home, and man, that's got to be a lot of fun as the captains go out to midfield to get ready for the coin toss as well. But man, that's got to bring back some memories, Shannon.
It always do, man. It's been a while since I've been out of the game, but mentally, I'm right there on the field with them. This is very exciting. These guys are coming out of the tunnel, and the captains are out there getting ready to flip the coin. And after that, it is kickoff time. So I'm excited for these guys. I'm excited for the fans, and let's get this thing going.
So you've got the captains out there for the Panthers as the coin toss about to get underway. Bryson Burgess along with Braden Blewett and Luke Graves out there for Colleyville. It's Taz Williams Jr., Braden Robinson, two of those aforementioned wide receivers with major Division I interest out there as well, alongside TJ Stocker, a main man in their secondary and a quality linebacker with plenty of offers. And so the coin toss won by Red Oak. They defer to the second half, so we'll see the Panthers get the football first and an opportunity right out of the gate to see what Bodie Weaver and this Colleyville Heritage offense can look like. That's the thing here in this pregame show. We've talked a lot about both teams' offenses and in particular how Colleyville's defense will react. But for Red Oak, they lost a lot of major pieces defensively. So they've got a young defense, a couple of guys who can fly around quite a bit. One guy to look at here for Red Oak is Dylan McGee. He's a young cornerback, just a sophomore, but already garnering a lot of interest, and you wonder how maybe he's going to guard a guy like Braden Blewett, the senior Big Ten commit over to Northwestern here tonight.
Well, if he can control his nerves, he'll be okay. These games are about, especially in the first game, the first quarter, you have to. It's almost impossible to really be calm. But after that first hit, that first lick on both sides of the ball, everybody calms down, and then you play football. So who can withstand the nerves and go out here and focus in on the game plan that these guys have prepared for all summer and come out and execute?
And here come the Panthers here at Mustang Panther Stadium in Grapevine, Texas, a beautiful venue that seats over 9,000 as they're getting ready for the season opener here tonight. As we mentioned, two 12-win teams from last season. The other similarity is, well, both head coaches in their second year. It's Melvin Robinson across the way leading the charge for the Hawks of Red Oak. And it was a couple years back that he took over midseason as an interim head coach. That tag was removed before last season. And, well, he had a very impressive display for his squad, a school record in wins, and again 12-1 with their lone loss to the eventual state champions in Aledo. And for Jerry Edwards, he comes over a couple years back. He took a Harker Heights team at the 6A level. They fell to eventual state champion in a regional final to DeSoto. Then he comes over to Colleyville here at 5A D2, and he also gets to a regional final as well. And that's one thing he said when he came over and took this job. He said it's an expectation. The expectations are very high. He understands and the team understands. A lot is expected out of the Panthers this year, ranked 6th in Dave Campbell's Texas football preseason polls in 5A D2, and he understands, hey, every year we want to be towards the top in terms of being a favorite in our region, and he's continued to hold that standard and did after a year, now has a full off season, and now gets ready to do it here in year number 2 for both of these head coaches.
Well, as you mentioned, you have two coaches with a lot of winning underneath their belt, and you're mentioning the teams they're losing to, and they're losing to teams that's pretty much going to compete for the state title every single year, so they're in good company. This will be one heck of a game between players, but also between coaches.
It's going to be a great time here tonight alongside A.J. Juarez as well, our technical director here this evening. We're glad that you are a part of the broadcast here tonight, joining us on Tradio here on YouTube. Drop a comment and let us know where you're tuning in from, and we're happy for you to be a part of the experience here on this Friday night under the lights here in Grapevine, Texas. Again, it's going to be Colleyville who starts with the ball, and you'll see that after this timeout. It's Panther Friday Night on Tradio.
Do you have a dream of having a pool and a backyard oasis? Well, it's time to talk to the professionals at J. Caldwell Custom Pools. From new construction to remodeling to service and maintenance, J. Caldwell Custom Pools is your custom pool builder and outdoor living design expert, serving you with 2 locations, Hudson Oaks and Fort Worth, because life is too short for ordinary backyards. Dive in and find out more at jcaldwellcustompools.com.
Well, our pregame show about wrapped up as we're ready for the first quarter of action. Colleyville going to start with the football. Alongside Shannon Brazil, TCU Hall of Fame linebacker, I'm Will Connerly, and we're glad that you're joining us here on Tradio tonight. We should expect a great football game on our hands for all that we've talked about over the last half hour. The one underlying theme is, hey, both of these teams are pretty good football teams, but now you can kind of rip up all those notes. None of that matters right now except what happens out on the football field, and, well, we're about to find out.
Yes, we are. The ball's about to be kicked off, and you're absolutely right. It's about visual aid now, guys. It's time to look in and see what we've been talking about over our notes, and let's see what these guys are prepared to do tonight.
Prepared to have a good time and set to kick this one deep. Gil Medell, the senior kicker. You got Braden Blewett back to return. Was dynamic in the return game a season ago for the Panthers, along with Bryson Burgess back deep as well. Very talented man in the secondary who on the other side of the ball, like we mentioned, we'll see him be challenged here tonight. But Gil Medell set to kick this one off, and we are underway. An end-over-end kick caught at the 10 by Blewett. Brings it across the 20, looking to bounce to the outside. And he cuts up the field and gets it to about the 33-yard line. That's where the Panthers will set up shop at a good return by their star wide receiver, Braden Blewett.
That's how you start the game right there, Mr. Blewett. Getting up in there and getting you some positive yards off the kickoff. I love it.
So now this Colleyville Heritage offense, they've got a 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line.
Let's pull up the backfield receivers and O-line graphic. You want it right now?
And so Bodie Weaver in the gun, but before whistle is called, have to wait a moment. Maybe something wrong with the chains. But while that happens, we'll tell you about the starting lineup for the Panthers. In the backfield, Bodie Weaver, the quarterback. Jared Wiley, the running back, and Blake Wendler at H-back playing tight end. Then you've got Nicholas Wancombe, Connor Supankase, and Braden Blewett as well as the receivers. And the big boys up front all got a lot of time last season. Parker Leatherwood, Jaden Griffin, Eli Amerson, Tucker Perryman, and Wes Dalio-Cubic as the starting 5 on the offensive line. And before we can get things underway, well, some problems with the chains. And, well, you want to fix those because with all we talked about the offenses, those chains will be moving quite a bit here tonight.
Yes, I'm telling you, I'm looking at this offensive line, guys, and they're beefed up. They look like they're ready to rock and roll. Look like they'll be facing a 4-2-5 defense right now is what I'm looking at, and we'll see what happens, though. Look like they're a bit of a zone starting out, so here we go.
And they're still trying to work on these chains over there on the far side.
Wow, it seemed like that should have been worked out before kickoff.
Maybe they were tangled? Who knows?
Look like we're ready to go. Here we go.
And so out there for Colleyville, Nicholas Wancombe, senior wideout, along with Connor Supankhazy, as we mentioned, both to the near side. Man in motion. And Weaver gets the snap, takes a deep shot over the middle. It's caught by Blewett, and he's gone. A touchdown on the first play of the season for the Panthers.
Right up the middle. He ran the slant right up. Nobody saw him. He ran right past everybody. No one got a hand on him. You have to slow this guy down by putting a hand on him. He cannot run scot-free up the football field. Looked like they shift over some form of man, and somebody didn't pay attention to their responsibility. And right out of the gate, we have a touchdown.
Welcome to Panther Friday Night on Tradio. A Braden Blewett touchdown on the first play from scrimmage, and a 6-0 advantage pending the extra point. And this extra point is brought to you by United Health Advisors. There was a penalty marker down on the play, and then it got picked up, and there has been nothing announced just yet.
Well, from the looks of it, I think it was a little celebration. So they backed him up to the 20. So I think he did a little Deion Sanders step into the end zone a little early there.
Man, how about that? Braden Blewett, who had 73 catches and 20 touchdowns last year, the Northwestern commit, played on the track team as a freshman and sophomore, all-district wide receiver as a sophomore.
Are they going for two? What do we have
Interesting thing now, the ball is at the 20-yard line.
Oh, my.
They're bringing the offense back out on the field. Could they perhaps have brought that touchdown back?
Wow, what was that call?
Because the scoreboard now shows 4, but when we do the math, we know, okay, that's not right. So it was a penalty marker, so no touchdown.
No touchdown.
No touchdown. Flag brought it back to the 20-yard line, so Colleyville still big gain on the first play, and now Weaver steps up, and he slides down around the 15.
They're in the zone defense. I just saw that, so they're passing the receiver, so it lets me know they're in a 4-2-5 zone here in the red zone, and the quarterback gets down before he's able to get hit. So smart play by him. Man, I would love to know what that penalty was about.
Yeah, the marker was down around the 10-yard line. They brought him back. The other thought, could it have been a holding call? You bring him back from the spot of the foul? Who knows? It looked like a 68-yard touchdown, but that's taken away, and now there's going to be the first handoff. It's to Jared Wiley, and he gains a couple of yards to set up a 3rd and about 2.
Nice, strong run by Mr. Wiley. Positive yards is always good. From a defensive standpoint, that's not good.
So you got 3rd down, about 2 yards to go. Originally, we thought Colleyville had a touchdown on the first play from Bodie Weaver to Braden Blewett, one of our keys to the game, but instead it still was a big gain, a marker. Brought it back to the 20. Now Weaver steps up again, puts his head down, and moves the chains. It's going to be 1st and goal to go from the 7-yard line. Bodie Weaver using his legs a couple of times on this drive.
I'm telling you, this guy's going to have a big night if this defense doesn't tighten up. I don't get it. They're playing some type of zone. Both linebackers got free, and they're leaving people wide open. So they're going to have to tighten this defense up, or it will potentially be a long night for these guys.
So Weaver, he is in the gun. Wiley to his right. And he's got the RPO
sack.
And gets met quickly. And coming into the backfield, it's T.J. Stocker all over Weaver.
Mr. Stocker with a big hit. That's awesome. Coming off the edge, scot-free. Somebody missed their assignment in alignment, and this man gets a sack. Big play.
And so now that'll bring it back to second and goal to go from about the 13-yard line. T.J. Stocker, a first-team all-district safety last year. Somebody who has 7 college offers. He had 73 tackles last season. And now Colleyville wants to call a timeout. We'll take it with them. Some excitement on the opening drive. Colleyville in the red zone looking to put points on the board. We'll be right back. It's Panther Friday Night here on Tradio.
Come on, you got this. Fix that hair on the right. Give me hands. Give me the vicious kitty. Perfect. Hey. Hey, you. 40-yard line. Big guy. No, the other guy. I've seen your LinkedIn picture. It's not great. Bless your heart. You need a new mugshot. And since you're not watching the games, watch this.
Unleash your professional image with Metroplex headshots. From individual headshots to executive team portraits, we deliver exceptional quality. Metroplex headshots combines artistry and expertise to create headshots that make an impact. Visit our website at metroplexheadshots.com or call us today to schedule your session. Metroplex Headshots. Unleash your professional image.
And we are back with you here. Opening quarter of action, opening drive of the season. Wiley puts his head down, the sophomore running back getting right toward the line to gain.
Defense is tighten up here within the red zone, and that's what makes a great defense. You have to tighten up and hold these guys to 3 points in the red zone. If not, you're not doing your job in the red zone.
Exactly right. Not the line to gain. They were in a goal-to-go situation as they get rid of the sticks, and now a third down from the 10 and goal to go. It's out to Wiley. He gets outside the numbers, tries to put his head down, goes for the pylon. It's a touchdown. Jared Wiley for 6 from 10 yards out. And Colleyville indeed puts points on the board on their first drive of the season.
I'm looking at the linebackers, guys, and that play was on J.T. Stoker. They're both linebackers and men. The running back flared out, and he stayed in his position. He's one-on-one with that running back, and that was his assignment. So that one's on the linebackers, guys.
And here comes the all-district kicker, Ryan Zucker. And it's up and true. That extra point is brought to you by Unified Health Advisors. 7-0 the lead for Colleyville. It is a 10-yard touchdown reception for Jared Wiley. It is Panther Friday Night on Tradio. We'll be right back.
When you're the #1 Chevy dealer in the world, you have more inventory than anyone. Classic Chevrolet. Last chance through Labor Day only. We're offering model year-end savings. Like new Silverados, $14,000 in total savings. Don't miss out on 24s. $14,000 total savings. It's the final days. New Silverados will sell fast. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com now.
We're back with you here, Panther Friday Night on Tradio, alongside the TCU Hall of Fame linebacker Shannon Brazil. I'm Will Counterly. We're glad you're with us here on Panther Friday Night. And, well, Panther Friday Night got off to a good start, a 10-yard touchdown reception for Jared Wiley, and it is a 7-0 lead for Colleyville Heritage, and now they're set to kick it off here to Red Oak, and they'll get the football for the first time tonight.
I'm excited to see this offense.
The kick is off, and ball is caught there by Robinson. He tries to bounce to the outside. Coach's son, tons of talent, a four-star wideout, and he is gone.
He's gone.
Look at Robinson.
He's gone.
Turns it into a track meet, but Zucker pushes him out. The kicker, the last line of defense, pushes him out around the 18-yard line. He's done that a couple times throughout his career. Zucker, also a very fast man, and he saved a touchdown right there.
That was awesome to see, guys. That was one of the D1 commits we were talking about at the beginning of the show. This guy hits the sideline and turns on the Jets. My goodness.
I mean, very impressive Robinson, well, he certainly could be a commit. He has over 45 college offers, just a junior.
Oh, wow.
And then you also have Taz Williams, number 1. He's a Baylor commit, and many publications regard this core as the best receiving corps in the state of Texas. We'll see what they have going here on the first play.
Trips open.
And QB looking toward the far side. It's an incomplete pass. It was Burgess in coverage. They looked for the Michigan State pledge, Charles Taplin, on that initial attempt. It's the junior, Billy Middleton, as the quarterback. He missed most of last season with injury. Here's the secondary. He'll go up against Jaden Hall, the cornerback, alongside Hayden West, Bryson Burgess, and Deidrean Gaines in the secondary. As we have got under 9 to go here in this opening quarter. 2nd and 10 from the 20. Middleton again throws it to the outside, ball into the hands of Williams, and he breaks it to the outside and gets it for a first down. The 4-star wideout and Baylor commit moves the chains on his first touch of the season.
Looked like they were in man on that play, and they have to get pressure, as we said before, guys. That's what they're not going to be able to stop that quarterback from getting those routes out if they don't put a little bit more pressure on them.
And first time, it's going to be a handoff here. Lorenzo Holman, the new starting running back for Red Oak this season. And you just saw a moment ago the linebackers flashed on the screen. And Shannon, I know a position you played at a really high level. These guys are going to be key here tonight. All returning. Dax Hebeson, Madden Williams, and Darian Lloyd, the same starting 3. The Mike, Will, and Sam back for the Panthers here this season. They accounted for about 70% of the Panthers' tackles last year. And then up front, you got Demarius Logan, Evan Ayati, Nehemiah Olewayola, and Matthew Udemba. As Middleton is in the gun, 7-0 lead.
I'm seeing blitz. Here we go. They're going to get to him. Misplay.
Looking for the ball, and nearly an interception. It goes in and out of the hands of the DB, Chase Gibson, the sophomore, nearly with the pick. And, well, that was an interesting play with Middleton having to roll out the blitz. The loaded box caused that coverage, and he had to get out of the tackle boxes and look for somebody downfield.
And that's what we're speaking about. They're going to have to put pressure on this guy because even though they had him there, they messed the timing of the playoff, and he's able to scramble outside, but they force him to throw a ball that he's not used to throwing. So that's what you're going to have to do with this guy. You're going to have to throw him off, or it might be a long night.
Again, it's to the outside. Ball into the hands of Braden Robinson, and he can just walk into the end zone. Robinson, the man who had the massive return, gets it in, but there's a penalty marker down on the field.
It looks like that's going to be holding on his counterpart, and that's going to come back.
Right on cue. So the holding will move them back 10. They tried to get the ball out to Braden Robinson. The offers from Ohio State, LSU, Oregon, and Texas. Only played 8 games last year, dealt with some injuries, but even though he only played 8 games, well, he still put up a comma, over 1,000 all-purpose yards, and a guy who's been starting on varsity since he was a freshman and gets the pleasure of playing under head coach Melvin Robinson, his father.
They call him an athlete. He's just a pure athlete. So that guy is explosive, and man, he's going to have a great night if they can't get over the top of him and put some type of defense on him. He's a fast one.
And now he goes in motion. They look for the end zone for Taplin, and it is incomplete. Charles Taplin, the senior wideout. And he was a state runner-up in the 4x100. The interesting thing about Taplin, Robinson, and Taz Williams, the 3 D1 wideouts, well, they all were very successful for Red Oak's team on the state stage in track. And, well, you saw that from the opening kick with what Braden Robinson did as they started their opening drive from inside the red zone.
Those guys look awfully fast. I mean, I'm just looking at a bunch of fast receivers right now. They're going to have to put the clamps on these guys, or it's going to be a long night.
3rd and goal from the 12. Middleton gets the snap. Now he has to go to the outside. Pressure coming from Logan. He looks for the end zone. It's incomplete. Great coverage there from Colleyville. Bryson Burgess, the man in the secondary for them with the coverage on that play.
Great break by Mr. Burgess. That was an awesome break. He read the quarterback, and he was able to get across the receiver and break on the ball. Big play, forcing a big play, fourth down, I believe, forcing him into a field goal.
So 4th down from the 12 and a goal-to-go situation. Red Oak will try to put points on the board with a field goal try. A 29-yard attempt right here. Robinson to hold. The kick is up, and it is through. Rudy Salas is able to convert the junior kicker to put Red Oak on the board. We'll take a timeout. 7:37 to go in this opening quarter. It is Panther Friday Night here on Tradio.
Do you have a dream of having a pool and a backyard oasis? Well, it's time to talk to the professionals at J. Caldwell Custom Pools. From new construction to remodeling to service and maintenance, J. Caldwell Custom Pools is your custom pool builder and outdoor living design expert, serving you with 2 locations, Hudson Oaks and Fort Worth. Because life is too short for ordinary backyards. Dive in and find out more at jcaldwellcustompools.com.
We're back with you, Panther Friday Night here on Tradio, Grapevine, Texas, and both teams touched the ball. Both teams put points on the scoreboard. The Panthers had Braden Blewett have a big play on the opening drive. We thought at the time it was a 68-yard touchdown. They called it back at the 20, but the Panthers still punched it in with a Wiley touchdown reception, and then Red Oak uses an 80-yard touchdown return, and while they get held on the goal line stand, good play by Bryson Burgess to limit it to just a field goal try, and the 29-yard field goal was converted. Here is the return, and it is a nice return here by Bryson Burgess. He puts his shoulder down. I know he's a DB, and he just made a nice play in the end zone, but he was not afraid of any contact on that occasion.
Well, like I said at the beginning of the show, the nerves are starting to settle. As we already seen, we've seen 2 touchdowns by both teams. Both touchdowns were called back. Well, that's just nerves. That's mistakes. This thing will calm down, and it's going to be some great football here in a little bit.
So the Panthers set for their second drive, putting up 7 on their opening drive, leading 7-3. Opening quarter, 7.5 to go, and they start at the 23-yard line. Their first drive started at the 33. And Weaver gets the handoff here to Wiley, initially met there by Desmond Cox, the linebacker who comes off the edge and makes the solo stop.
Great field by the linebackers. Again, the run, I think they gained 1 yard. That's a heck of a play, stuffing them up the middle by the linebackers.
So second, and maybe they gave him a couple yards, about 8 yards to go. With Weaver set up in the shotgun, receiver split to either side. 4 down on the line for Red Oak, and Weaver gets the snap, throws it to the outside, finds his man Braden Blewett, and he gets across the 30-yard line. Out in coverage right there was Kobe Abraham, but it's Blewett who's able to make the reception, his second of the night.
What a play by Mr. Blewett. Took 2 people to get him down. He's a great player, guys. This guy is all over the place, and they're going to have a problem stopping him because he's just a pure athlete, and he refuses to go down. I love it.
And one thing I found interesting when we got the opportunity to talk with Coach Edwards, he said Braden Blewett is on a mission this season to prove himself as one of the top receivers in the state of Texas. And, well, he showed it early on as there is a handoff to the left side and not much room to operate on that occasion. It looks like they're going to be stopped short.
Big play by Mr. West. This guy is making some big hits. That's his second one tonight that I've seen. He's always around the ball. We call people like that a ball hawk.
So 4th down and about a yard to go. And checking into the ball game, Landon Dressel. A big new group for the receiving core for Colleyville outside of Blewett. They lost a lot of their production from that room.
A lot of confidence in his offense, I believe. Wow, they went for it.
And
wow.
It is
They're
a
gonna be little
handoff,
short.
and they're going to be shy. Turnover on downs. They tried to give it to the running back in Jared Wiley, but the sophomore not able to get the 1 yard needed, and it's a turnover on downs. That shows a lot of confidence in your defense as well to go for it on your own 31-yard line.
I have to be honest, I don't understand that play. It's too early in the game. I don't know why you don't punt it and pin these guys back. They have too much speed, and to have them have the ball on your 30, it's just, I don't think that was a great call. I have to say, from a coaching standpoint, I have to give that one to him. You can't put your team in that kind of position, not against these guys.
So we'll see what Red Oak can do with another great field position opportunity. And it is thrown to the outside. That ball is into the hands of Taz Williams. He gets inside the 30-yard line, eventually forced out there by Jaden Hall.
Nice play by Mr. Hall. Way to get to the football. You're going to have to sprint to the football. You're going to have to use your angles against these guys. They're too fast.
So Colleyville turns it over on downs after starting at their own 23-yard line and gives it back to Red Oak in plus territory. Second down and about 7 to go. Gets it to the outside again. This time it's Braden Robinson. And he is able to get enough to move the chains. And that's one thing we see that's interesting here tonight is with a new quarterback and all the known commodities at receiver, those quick hitters are going to be pretty important here tonight because of the fact that, well, if you want to get to the quarterback, you don't got that much time to do it.
Yes, I was just thinking that was 2 back-to-back quick plays, basically different forms of screens, just to get the ball into the hands of the dominant receivers that these guys have. So you have to figure out a way to get these players the ball. Again, here we go. Go route. He's wide open.
And here's a shot toward the end zone. It's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Taplin, but what's going to happen here, it was Demarius Logan who had great pressure, the defensive end. He was held, and he was getting ready to meet the quarterback, Billy Middleton. Pretty certain this is going to go back 10 yards as a holding call.
It's going to go back, but the quarterback missed his receiver in the end zone. He was there pretty much doing jumping jacks in the end zone, and he just missed him.
He's elevated it a little bit too much. And that's another guy to watch out for on this defense for Colleyville, Demarius Logan, the junior, who had a couple sacks last year, and a lot of people project he's primed for a big junior season. And he's alongside another big anchor up front in Evan Nayati, who also is a big senior, who's a first-team all-district guy with the 4 that they play up front in that 4-3 set.
1st and 20. This is a big opportunity for the defense to pin these guys back.
Logan gets off the edge again. They get some pressure on the quarterback, and coverage there was Jaden Hall as they were looking for Taz Williams, the wide receiver.
I'm starting to see that the deep ball, they're not so in rhythm with the deep ball. The quick balls, and I guess that's why they keep running the quick screen plays, but he's overthrowing his running backs, even though he's getting a little pressure on them. They're not on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to have to get that worked out.
Which makes sense, though, with a new quarterback into the mix, first time in game action, especially against a defense that returns 8 starters and was known to be a strong defense a season ago. Middleton drops back 3, scans the field, has some time, steps up, and lofts it over the middle. That ball is caught, and inside the 10-yard line, a nice connection right there. He finds Dayon Jackson, the tight end, for a 1st and goal to go situation now for Red Oak.
Busted play. They let the tight end scrape across the middle to catch a big ball. They let them bail him out. You absolutely cannot let that happen when you got them in 1st and 20, and now they pick up the 1st down, but due to a busted play.
So goal to go from the 9. In the backfield is Holman, and it's going to be thrown toward the end zone. They were looking for Taz Williams, and how about the pressure created there by Colleyville, getting into the backfield quickly, giving Middleton, the quarterback, no time.
Send a weak side blitz is what they did with the linebacker, and he hit him right in the mouth, knocking off his rhythm. Good play by the defense.
So 2nd down from the 8-yard line. 4:07 to go in this opening quarter. Colleyville started with the football, scored a touchdown on their opening drive. Red Oak responded with a field goal. Colleyville then turned it over on downs, and now Red Oak for the second time with the football again in a goal-to-go situation. Middleton tries to escape the pocket. Now he's looking toward the pylon, and he gets there.
So they just blitzed the weak linebacker to play before. This play, they sent all the linebackers. The only problem is they got outfield. The quarterback got underneath it. He runs in the end zone with nobody touching him.
So Middleton with the rushing touchdown using his legs. And so Red Oak now takes the advantage, and they'll try to go up by a field goal after this point after.
How much is that going for the not punting the ball?
Oh, the kick is blocked, and it's picked up here by Colleyville. Here comes the Panthers' Jared Wiley all the way back to the 40-yard line. An impressive display right there. So the PAT is blocked. Wiley picked it up. And so Red Oak now with just a 2-point advantage.
Wow, that was a big play. What I was going to say before that kick, you can't afford, again, go to punt balls on and not – I'm sorry, you can't afford to go for it. You should have punted that ball. It comes back to haunt him because he's got to score. You give him a short side of the field with all that speed. That's just not smart football. So I guarantee you the coach is kicking himself after that one.
And now, hey, at this point, you get the football back and you have an opportunity to move forward and say, hey, what can we do now with this opportunity? Also shows, hey, we have a lot of confidence in the offense. Didn't ultimately work out like you mentioned, but we've got Colleyville to get the football back here in just a moment. We'll keep it with you here on Tradio as they're set to return. Now, first return, it was Braden Blewett. Looked pretty good. Second time, they kicked it toward Burgess as those are the two back deep to return. It's Rudy Salas, the junior kicker, who does the PATs.
If I'm that coach, I'm saying please do not kick it to number 8, Mr. Blewett. This guy's too electric. I would keep the ball out of his hands.
It's crazy. He takes off on the opening play of the game. You think it's a touchdown, one way to start a season, but gets called back, and then Colleyville still able to get into the end zone. So a couple touchdowns on either side here tonight. And a good crowd across the way for Red Oak, and certainly the fans have come in full support here for Colleyville. Kickoff is touching down in the end zone.
Going to have a touchback.
As they kick it through, and that kick there by Gil Medell, the senior kicker. And we'll be back in just a moment here on Tradio.
When you're the #1 Chevy dealer in the world, you have more inventory than anyone. Classic Chevrolet. Last chance through Labor Day only. We're offering model year-end savings. Like new Silverados, $14 grand in total savings. Don't miss out on 24s. $14 grand total savings. It's the final days. New Silverados will sell fast. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com now.
Back with you here on Tradio. Bodie Weaver with a nice run on the opening play of the drive that started at the 25 after the touchback, and, well, he picks up about 9 yards on a QB keeper. He's been using his legs here tonight at a pretty high level. Now in the backfield alongside Bodie Weaver, it's Colin Bennett, the junior running back, as Weaver looks around, gets it out to Bennett, and he gets wrapped up around the 35. That's going to be enough for a first down for the Panthers.
Good first down. Way to form the defense. Getting to the ball. They let out running back flare. That's a one-on-one job with the linebacker. So good play by him in the open field.
The Panthers move the chains on a drive that started at the 25. Third time they've had the football tonight. First time it's a touchdown. Second time they turn it over in their own territory on downs. And this time it's the third drive and a run that is immediately stuffed. No room to run off of the left guard. And, well, just a pickup of no gain as he stopped at the line of scrimmage on the attempt by Bennett.
Big stuff by the defense. That was an awesome play. Offense come out, run some type of trap play, and they stuffed it right at the line of scrimmage. Great play by the Red Oak defense.
Bennett picked up 423 yards last year, over 6 a pop, and did have 1 touchdown for the junior running back who's in the backfield right now with Weaver in the gun and a receiver split to either side. 2 crowding the ball on the defensive side. Weaver gets the snap, and he gets met in the backfield. A big hit right there. It is Gabrielle Gillador, the junior defensive lineman who came and met Bodie Weaver.
Big play, one-on-one. He said, I'm not going to be denied today, and ends up with a big sack.
About 2 minutes to go here in this first quarter, setting up the Panthers well behind the sticks, 3rd and long. About 14 yards to go with the line to gain about the 47-yard line. Weaver steps up in the pocket, looks down the field. He's got a man looking for his man, and a flag is called. Braden Blewett in the one-on-one coverage against Tim Abraham. He was being held, and it looks like that'll be a PI and a first down.
I don't know about that one. That seemed like a pretty good play to me, but hey, I'm not the referee, and maybe he had a different angle than me, but that's a good cover to me. I think he was overthrown, and that's where I'm going to take it. I don't think that was catchable, but anyway.
So they do call it pass interference on Tim Abraham, and that is the interesting thing. We talk so much about what Red Oak can do in the one-on-one coverage. Braden Blewett, he's had multiple opportunities outside the numbers in one-on-one situations, and again, you have Abraham set up right next to him out on the outside, and that pass interference, a couple costly penalties for Red Oak here tonight.
And they're doubling, well,
Oak.
I'm telling you, Mr. Blewett had 2 people cover him, and he just shook the cornerback out of his socks and ran right up the field. He was wide open. That guy's hard to cover.
It was a double move, too, right?
Yes, it was.
We'll see what he can do here. New running back into the ball game, Jared Wiley back in. He had the touchdown on the opening drive. And here is Weaver. He gets the snap immediately, then puts his head down again, and he's showing that, hey, I'm a dual-threat quarterback. First year as a starter here after serving as the backup last year. Had a great example as what a dual-threat quarterback can look like with what Luke Ulrich did a season ago as district MVP. And he's moving the chains with his legs here tonight.
This guy's vision is unbelievable. I thought he was about to be sacked. I was going to call sack, and he got out of it and gained a positive yards for the first down. Wow.
Again, they want to bring some extra pressure, it looks like, and it's going to be Weaver who keeps it himself on the option and takes it to about the 36-yard line. And so they're showcasing some versatility in the backfield.
They're just going to keep it in the quarterback's hand. My goodness, this guy's doing it all.
You want to show, hey, we're obviously going to get Braden Blewett the ball a lot and some of the new candidates as well offensively, but Blewett getting a lot of the touches, that's going to be no surprise. And with Jeremy Snyder, the offensive coordinator, his first season as coordinator, but he was on the staff last year and knows exactly what the key pieces look like as Weaver gets the snap, throws it here, near side, ball is caught, and that is hauled in there by Samir Johnson, the sophomore wideout who makes the catch.
That's an awesome play, guys. They're setting him up, and you get two straight plays by the quarterback, and all of a sudden he drops back and he hits one over the sideline. That's how you get these guys. You try to get them up in the line of scrimmage, then boom, right over the top. Great play.
So first down, football at the 26, Colleyville. With Wiley getting the run right up the middle and nearly breaking a tackle, and then he gets wrestled down by Dior Gammon. I mean, he was not giving up on the play. He said, you can have a second effort, but I'm bringing you down to the turf, and Gammon makes a really nice solo tackle.
Got to have those kind of plays. Again, first down, they run the ball. It's a run-pass type of deal. They're trying to hit them over the top, but, hey, guys, defense has to be smart.
And the defense, you see right now, a lot of hands on the hips. They're just running right at the teeth of this defense right now.
Yeah, they're looking like they need a breather. But, hey, this is a great situation to be in right now. They're going to have to play. Oh, my God, he's hit over. Oh, there we go. Great play by the linebacker.
Nicholas Swancombe with the catch right over the middle. And a nice reception. Weaver finds him in stride. And Juan Comby, the senior wideout, with his first reception of the season. He had 5 catches for 73 yards a season ago, and that will bring us to the end of the opening quarter. Colleyville driving. We'll be right back. It's a 9-7 lead for Red Oak, but the Panthers knocking at the door. It's Panther Friday Night here on Tradio.
From individual headshots to executive team portraits, we deliver exceptional quality. Metroplex Headshots combines artistry and expertise to create headshots that make an impact. Visit our website at metroplexheadshots.com or call us today to schedule your session. Metroplex Headshots. Unleash your professional image.
And we are back with you to start the second quarter. Colleyville with the football. And on the 1st and 10, they look toward the end zone, and it's incomplete. Trying to find Blewett. Pressure was coming, and it came from TJ Stocker. Incomplete pass. That'll set up a 2nd and 10 from the 12-yard line. First play of the second quarter. Trying to take a shot toward Braden Blewett.
TJ Stocker is a ball player, guys. They have this guy blitzing. They have him covering. He's doing it all. We just hope he can some other players will step up because this Red Oak defense looked pretty tired. Like you said, their hands are on their hip. It's hot out there, guys, but you got to play through it. It's Texas football at its finest. And so this is going to be a good one. So both teams need to be in shape, but he who is in the best shape probably going to win this game.
I mean, you can see, too, during the quarter break, you said, hey, they might have needed a little bit of a hiatus right there, and you're getting somewhat of a stoppage here right now. Not sure what exactly is happening right now, but 11:20 to go as we're just underway here in the second quarter of action. I'm Will Connerly alongside Shannon Brazil, the TCU Hall of Fame linebacker, and we're happy to be alongside you here tonight. Let us know where you're tuning in from on the comments on YouTube, and subscribe to Tradio for all the Colleyville Heritage Panther broadcasts this season. Second down, 10 yards to go from the 12-yard line. Bodie Weaver.
Look like we have man across. And we're going to bring some pressure here from the Red Oak defense. That's just what my eyes are seeing right now. We'll see if that holds true.
You got Johnson, Wancombe.
And it does. They blitz off the edge. There we go. Sack.
Weaver in big trouble, and it's a sack and a big loss. Coming in to make the play, Caleb Ross with a really nice tackle right there. He comes in, and the senior makes it a huge sack and a big loss.
Big play by Mr. Ross. Anytime you have three coaches on the field that long, I can tell pressure was coming. So they were up to something, and it remained true. So big play by the Red Oak defense. They needed that one.
They're bringing a lot of that pressure like you mentioned, but you kind of play with fire when you bring so much pressure. If you do have a chance to hit a receiver one-on-one, you have one of those opportunities. We'll see here, though. 3rd and 22. It's a shot toward the end zone. Johnson. Does he haul it in?
Oh!
Incomplete.
What a
Samir
play.
Johnson thought he had it. Instead, it's a big-time stop there in the secondary.
If he holds onto the ball, it's a touchdown, guys. But he didn't. He held it. He didn't hold it long enough. Excuse me. That was a heck of a play, though.
And Jarius Bush out there in the secondary as Samir Johnson, the sophomore, looking for his second reception here in this ball game. But that'll set up a 41-yard field goal try from Ryan Zucker. 43 is his career long, certainly has the leg. Ball is down, kick is up, and it is no good as it misses wide left.
Wide left. Wow. Don't look like he got the ball clean on that one.
Colleyville Heritage football field goals and extra points attempts this season are brought to you by Unified Health Advisors. As Zucker just pulled it a little bit, certainly had the leg for it, but just missed to the left. So now Red Oak will take over, and they will set up shop at the 24-yard line. So Red Oak back out on the football field. New quarterback out there. It's Kane Richardson, the senior, a move-in from Arkansas. And he's going to flip it back, and they get it into the hands of Taz Williams. He gets outside the numbers, and he is off to the races as he gets toward the 45-yard line. Taz Williams Jr. with a big burst of speed.
Not only is Mr. Williams fast, but Mr. Williams loves contact. He just ran right over the cornerback. Wow, what a play.
Over 1,200 yards and 14 touchdowns last season. And the four-star Baylor commit showing his 4.5 40 speed on that one. This time it's a handoff to the right side and another big hole outside the tackle. And it's Kingston McAdams, the sophomore running back, who shows a nice hole. So a couple of plays and a couple first downs as Red Oak is already inside the 35-yard line.
Red Oak has this defense, this Colleyville defense on its heels right now, guys. They have to make a big play. That's 2 back-to-back first downs, and they hadn't let up yet.
New quarterback into the ball game. Throw down the field.
Wow,
it is
touchdown.
Caught by Taz Williams, and it is a touchdown. The 6'1", 185-pound, four-star senior shows his excellence on that drive. A big running play right there, and then catches the touchdown to make it a Red Oak lead of 15-7.
Wow, what a special weapon in this quarterback. He comes in, first down and a touchdown. This guy's coming off the bench. Wow.
Yeah, you have 2 quarterbacks in this room. Billy Middleton, who played the first couple series, he's the junior, and then Kane Richardson, who wasn't even on this roster last year, moved in from Arkansas. And you see the one time he cocks his arm back, the lefty QB puts it on the money for Williams over the top, and it is a touchdown for Red Oak. So you see that both of their talented wideouts showcasing that tonight. And Richardson coming in for his first series, and like you said, 3 plays, and they put it into the end zone, a quick strike offense, and with the speed that they have, that's what they do, and a timeout is called here.
Looked like they were going to go for 2. And they decided to call a timeout. Look, they're going to remain. They're just going to call out and maybe switch up the play. But back to the throw. This guy, the lefty, comes out and he throws between a safety and a cornerback. He splits them and hits us down on the money for a touchdown. What a play.
Really impressive, too. You talk about coming in. You weren't a part of this group last year, but you come in and you say you've got multiple guys that you can throw the ball to. I mean, there's a lot of tools, weapons, whatever you want to describe for a quarterback to play in an offense like this. And that was one of the question marks coming into this game. What is the quarterback position going to look like, just because it was an unknown? But you see that Richardson and Middleton have both put some balls into the air here tonight, and it looks like Red Oak now is going to go for 2.
What a great problem to have at the quarterback position.
And it is Richardson out there going for 2. He gets the ball into his hands, looks to the outside, puts his head down. There's a flag from the secondary. Big-time block laid there by Kelton Ellie, the offensive lineman. But it looks like that's going to be a flag on the offense for holding.
One heck of a play. I see why they called the timeout, because they had trips open and they go backside. They had numbers. That's why that play worked so successfully. Unfortunately, a holding's going to bring it back, and I'm pretty sure that now they'll go for the field goal.
And you try to get it into the legs of Kane Richardson and initially had it, but like you said, the holding call, another penalty against Red Oak. But right now, they're taking advantage of getting the football back as Colleyville scored a touchdown on their opening drive, But then a turnover on downs and then missed field goal and another block. This time Bryson Burgess blocks it, and it's picked up there by Lloyd for the moment. Bryson Burgess coming in and blocking the tries here tonight. A couple of extra points that have been blocked. Bryson Burgess getting in on the action on that occasion.
It's been a while since I've seen 2 block kicks in one game. I mean, there's some breakdowns here. I don't know if the kicker's not getting it up or what the case may be.
PATs,
but
I mean.
PATs, I'm telling you, that's 2 already. Wow. That's those are the nerve-wracking plays that drives head coaches crazy.
And then they made the field goal from about 30 yards out. But the PATs, well, that has been the tough thing, and that's probably why Melvin Robinson said, hey, let's try to go for 2, offset missing that field goal. You try to play the numbers game, and then you get called for a holding, and then you get the same result, another blocked. But if you're in that position of Red Oak, you're leading 15-7 right now, 10:20 to go in the second quarter. Friday night football here in Texas, under the lights in Grapevine. 2 teams that have high hopes for this season and high expectations, but right now it's the Panthers who are going to try to answer the bell when they get the football back on offense.
Well, let's see what kind of weapons that Colleyville brings out. See if they have any tricks up their sleeve, because I tell you, it's going to come down to who can, on this drive right here before halftime, I'm sure they're going to try to get a score, and they need to do that in order to take advantage of this game.
And they've sustained some drives tonight, and that has been an encouraging sign. They've been versatile with the ground game. Bodie Weaver's gained a lot on the ground, but here is the kick. Gil Medell sends it, and it's going to be caught there by Burgess, and he gets stopped up around the 23. No, he spins out of a tackle, then gets thrown down around, well, the same spot on the field, but Dior Gammon came in to make the stop, and he is a weapon for them on defense, but there was a penalty marker.
Flag on the play. That was a tough run. This guy got busted up in that hole and was able to bounce off and at least try to get a couple more yards before he's brought down.
15-7 the score, and another holding call. Quite a bit of flags flying here tonight, and you can be certain that as the teams prepare for the next week, it's always a topic of conversation throughout the week as you get ready for week 2 and beyond.
Well, again, they're starting to get tired, and when you get tired and you don't play disciplined football, you get lazy, and that's when the flags start flying. So I'm sure they'll get this addressed on both sides at halftime.
So after Red Oak has a 3-play, 76-yard drive that is capped off by a 34-yard touchdown pass to Taz Williams. Mind you, the first pass from Kane Richardson tonight. Colleyville takes over, and after the holding call, they'll be backed up inside their own 15-yard line. It is going to be a handoff up the middle, and Bennett gets to about the 15-yard line, so maybe give him a yard on the play.
I wouldn't get away from Mr. Weaver. He's been having a positive game tonight. I would try to find a way to get him back in the running game and to open things up for Mr. Blewett. It's been a while since he touched the ball, and I think it's about time.
Wancombe in motion, and they're going to get called for the penalty right there on that motion from Wancombe coming in. And that'll back Colleyville up after the false start.
I mean, come on. False start backs you up inside the 10, your own 10. That's not good.
And really, when you talk about the game of field position here tonight, Red Oak has had excellent field position. From the jump, they had that 80-yard touchdown return, 80-yard return that nearly was a touchdown. It was saved by the kicker Ryan Zuckert as this play is thrown to Blewett, the man that needs to get the football, like you mentioned, and they get back to near the original line of scrimmage, so that'll set up about a third and long, maybe 3rd and 8 yards to go. But for Red Oak, they haven't had to drive the length of the field tonight because they've had great field position. Turnover on downs, so they get it in plus territory. 80-yard kickoff return, they get it in plus territory. So when you look at it right now, Colleyville has 113 yards compared to just 52 for Red Oak in this game, despite They're trailing on the scoreboard.
And that's the thing. They're trailing. You just mentioned a lot of good stuff. Here we go over the top.
Wancombe deep, and it's incomplete.
That was holding. He missed that call. He missed the call.
He was looking for the flag. Nothing being called, though, in the coverage right there. Jarius Bush, and it's incomplete.
You've got to make that call, guys. He's beat, and he knew he's beat, and so the cornerback grabbed out and grabbed a bunch of jersey, and the referees just missed it.
Well, they're calling offsides, though, so basically it was a free play.
Right.
Didn't matter.
Doesn't matter now.
So now that sets up still a very important play. 3rd down and about 4 yards to go.
They need a first down here.
Weaver with the snap. Time in the pocket. Tries to step up.
Nice
Flips it
play.
out to Bennett. Bennett cuts up the field, and he'll get a big first down. Colin Bennett out of the backfield. Bodie Weaver making a play.
When the ball's in Mr. Weaver's hand or Mr. Blewett's hand, they're going to make some plays. This guy was getting tackled and flipped the ball out for a first down. Wow, what a play.
So Bodie Weaver, somebody who really impressed this offseason, a star on the basketball hardwood. They like what he can do when the game is on the line. He showed that in Colleyville's run on the hardwood last season as he hands it off up the middle again. Bennett going and trying to run in between the tackles tonight's been a little bit of a challenge when it's been the halfbacks in the action.
Yeah, big play by the defense. Again, they're making some big plays that just need to be more consistent. And I think as the night goes on and it gets a little cooler, they'll be okay. But they still look a little winded out there. Hands on the hip by everybody.
And one guy to watch on that defensive line hasn't racked up a ton of stats tonight, but clogging holes, the sophomore, Johnny Trey Fitzgerald III, and he was playing on varsity as a freshman last year. Weaver to the outside. Blewett shakes a man. He's off to the races. Across the 50. He keeps going inside the 30. He's wrestled down. Braden Blewett showing his moves, and he moves Colleyville into the 25-yard line.
Blewett is a man. You got to give him the ball, as I mentioned before. He just drugged the cornerback 10 yards. 10 yards. He's a man. You got to give him the football.
And you see he comes to the outside, and that's a perfectly placed ball by Bodie Weaver. You throw that to the inside, he's not going to have time to shake the defender like he did and run down the sideline. And you talk about carrying a man about 10 yards. Well, they get it set up to about the 28-yard line, 1st and 10.
Great 1-2 punch for sure. Great 1-2 punch.
Now Weaver in trouble, and he gets stopped down, making the play. Gabriel Giadolar, who came in to pressure Bodie Weaver. They've created some pressure, just a loss of about a yard, so 2nd down and about 11 yards to go. But again, another Panthers sustained drive. This drive started because of a penalty at their own 14-yard line. Now they bring it all the way up to the plus 28, but 2nd and about 11 yards to go. Weaver gets the snap. He looks to the outside and misses Bennett. He was trying to hit the running back on the move, but coming in coverage right there was Caleb Ross, who's made some nice plays here tonight. And he came in nearly with the pick, and it would have been 6. Instead, it was Bennett who wasn't able to make the catch.
3rd and 10. I suspect the defense will bring a little pressure here, but this is definitely a big play for the Panthers. They need to get a first down right here. If anything, get into field goal range.
It's about a 45-yarder right now. Zuckert's long is 43. Mind you, he missed a 41-yarder earlier in this ballgame. Weaver gets the snap. He looks down the field. Has some time, and he tries to find Blewett, and the throw misses short. Could have been tipped there by Gammon. Didn't get all the way to his intended target, and that'll set up a 4th and 10. And it does look like they're going to go try for the field goal as Zuckert is coming out to the football field right now, the kicker. Showing confidence in the all-district kicker.
The Panther needs points here, guys. It's 7-15, and they don't want this drive to go with no points on the board. They've done a great job, even though a couple penalties there to get them down there, but they've got to get some points out of this deal.
Kick is down. It is up. Zucker is drilling it.
There you go. There
A
you go.
45-yard field goal for Ryan Zucker, and he showcases his distance. Would have been good from 50, and a long field goal for Ryan Zucker, a career long for him. All's Colleyville place kicking this season is brought to you by United Health Advisors. And Ryan Zucker with a big field goal makes it a 5-point game, and that's good getting vengeance. You miss a 41-yarder. Next time out, you make a career long.
Mr. Zucker says, Shannon, I'm in field goal range, bud. Correction. Wow, he drilled it.
From about 45 yards out, really nice kick.
He had a little bit more meat left on that bone, too, so he's got a leg.
Yeah, you look on X, and he was posting some live operation 55s he was converting on in the offseason out on X. So he's
awesome.
somebody who does showcase a strong leg. And he shows it right there, getting the career long. So a 15-10 ball game, 6:15 to go in the second quarter. And officially coming in at 46 yards for Ryan Zucker, topping his career long previously of 43 yards. And he's been somebody, I mean, you look at last season, he was 71 of 72 on PATs. He was 10 of 12 on field goals. And in his career, he's 17 of 21 coming in. He makes another one here tonight, 18 of 22, as that short kick is... They're trying to avoid getting it back to number one and number two, the two dangerous in the back, and so it'll set up another quality field position here.
Well, they're playing solid defense, so I'd give that up versus trying to kick it deep and have one of those speedsters go take it to the house. So that was a smart play, and now they have to play some solid defense with 6 minutes left on the clock until halftime. Their plan is to hold this offense.
And for a drive that started at Colleyville's own 14-yard line after the holding on the kickoff, to drive it down the field and get Ryan Zucker an opportunity to convert on a 46-yard field goal, a career long for him, impressive thing. So you've got a 1st and 10, football at the 42. And it will be a handoff to the outside and being stopped up in the backfield. Dax Hebeson getting in on the tackle. The linebacker read that one well as the quarterback in there. It's been something to watch here tonight. Kane Richardson, who we saw last drive come in for the first time tonight. 3 plays, and he got the touchdown. 76 yards, and he capped it off with a 34-yard connection there to Taz Williams.
The Panthers said, not today, not right now, not this series. They swarmed him, and that was a great play by the defense for a 3-yard, 4-yard loss.
So second and about 13 yards to go. Got single coverage on either side, some motion.
They got him in zone.
And now Richardson steps up, and
No
he's
linebackers.
going off. Richardson sprinting down the field, and he spins around the 20-yard line, gets pushed down inside the 15. Richardson showcasing his jets as well. Noticed where the linebackers were, and he took off for the races.
Again, if you saw motion, when he went over, he stopped. They went straight to a zone. Which happens is the linebackers are they're not nowhere to be found, and the quarterback goes right up the middle with a big play.
So now it will be Holman who takes the football. He runs inside the 5, and he gets chopped down by Burgess, saving the touchdown. And that's a goal-to-go situation, under 5 to go here in this second quarter. All we have until intermission. And remember, it was Red Oak who deferred to the second half. They'll start with the football in the third quarter.
This offense is explosive. They have a lot of weapons. My goodness.
Richardson, the quarterback, calls for the snap. It will be a designed run for him, and he gets wrestled down.
Big stop by the defense. Great play by Mr. Evans.
So 4.5 to go here in this second quarter. And a second and goal to go situation. So a couple different quarterbacks being utilized tonight for Melvin Robinson, a team that went 12-2, or 12-1, excuse me, a season ago.
Trips open again. Let's see if they go back into the boundary. Nope.
They do look in end zone. It is incomplete. Nice coverage right there by Colleyville as Chase Gibson, the DB, was assigned on Taplin in the end zone. Incomplete.
I thought he put the ball in a place where it wouldn't get intercepted. I think that receiver has to come up with that ball. You got to trap it, but you got to put your arms underneath the ground and trap that ball for a touchdown.
So you've got the talent on this side. Taplin at the bottom. Taz Williams, Braden Robinson, the three talented wideouts. It's Richardson who looks that way, steps up, throws it toward the end zone.
Great pressure by the defensive front, putting that pressure on the quarterback, even though he gets through the line of scrimmage. They had him on lock in the secondary, though. Did they give him a touchdown? Did he catch that ball? He caught that ball.
And they're waiting.
I'm sorry.
And so
Touchdown,
they
guys.
do indeed call that one a touchdown. And so Red Oak converts on the 3rd and goal. A couple of questionable balls where you didn't know if they were a catch or not, right?
Well, that was a similar play as last play. It was just on the right side, in the far side of the end zone. I'm sorry, but it looks like the same play. So just from where we're at, we just couldn't tell if he caught it or not. Great play.
The kick is up, and it is good. So Red Oak taking control with 3:49 to go. Here in the second quarter, Colleyville will get the football back, and we will be back with you in a moment. It's Panther Friday Night here on Tradio. It's Panther Friday Night on Tradio. Glad you're joining us here this evening as Red Oak has a 22-10 lead after the touchdown. And we're getting ready for the Panthers to get the football back. 3:49 left here in this first half. Burgess on the return. He gets hit by his own man and gets to about the 23-yard line. So the Panthers back on offense, and they showed a good drive last time. They started at their own 14, got all the way up to the 28. It resulted in what was a 46-yard field goal. Nice attempt on the kicking operation there. But now you're looking at a point down 22-10. You're looking for 6, and the last time you got 6 was on the opening drive when they started at their own 33 after a Braden Blewett return, and it was a 10-yard touchdown reception there from the running back Jared Wiley, but it's been Colin Bennett who's been the RB for the last few series. He's out there right now.
Positive thing is they're moving the ball down the field. Now they got to come up with 7 points. They cannot afford to be anymore. The ball game is kind of getting away from a point standpoint. They've got to score now.
So Bennett not able to catch that one. They looked for the halfback to the outside, incomplete, 2nd and 10. Football at the 23-yard line. And so Kane Richardson comes into the ball game talking about moving in after the 5-yard touchdown pass. It was 58 yards in 6 plays. And they were able to convert on the touchdown, but Richardson a couple of touchdown drives for the Red Oak offense. And now a 2nd down handoff, and
that's stuffed.
Johnny.
I'm sorry, the run game's not, even when Mr. Weaver runs the ball, he's gaining 3, 4, 5 yards a pop versus the running back for whatever reason. Again, Mr. Weaver and Mr. Blewett, they're going to be the ones that take this team to get this team back in the game, if you will. So I would definitely continue to get the ball to those 2 guys, and let's see what happens.
We shall see. 3rd down and 11. Throw to the outside and nowhere near where Samir Johnson could make the play on it. An incomplete pass looking for the sophomore wideout, and that will force Colleyville to punt for the first time tonight. And the first-year punter in Ryan Zuckert. He just had one punt last year, showed his big leg, but first time taking over as the full-time punting duties. And back there deep to return is Taz Williams, who's made a couple of big plays already tonight.
Yeah, this is not a comfortable position for the Panthers to be in. They're about to give Red Oak the ball with a good field possession. With all the weapons that they have, it's just not good right now.
Takes a friendly bounce, though, and it's eventually picked up around the 20-yard line, and Williams, he's trying to evade some tacklers, and he keeps going backwards, and it ends up working as a brilliant punt. They're inside their own 15-yard line. Ryan Zuckert with a nice punt, and that will force Red Oak to their worst starting field position of the evening.
Well, forget about what I just said. The returners got to know when to get down. I mean, yes, they took a crazy bounce, but I know he's athletic with all that speed, but he's got to be smart. He's got to take that one on the chin. You got to go forward or get down.
So Colleyville, after their first 3-and-out of the night, they put their defense right back out on the field. How can they respond?
They're going to have to respond quick. They need to really get out of here with a 3-and-out and potentially get some time to score, but they definitely can't let this Red Oak offense put some more points on the board.
Richardson still in there for his third consecutive series. It'll be a handoff to the right side, some space created on the carry, and it is Kingston McAdams on the rush. He's had a couple of big holes through the right side here tonight for the sophomore running back.
Big play by Mr. McAdams again. That's a first down, another weapon that these guys can use and strike pretty quick. This Colleyville defense is going to have to buckle down to get these guys off the field.
A Red Oak offense that put up about 35 points a game and about 430 yards per contest last season. Richardson, the lefty QB, looking down the field, then he nearly gets wrestled down, breaks the tackle, now goes back out to the outside, and he's looking for Charles Taplin down the field, and it's incomplete. Deep in that coverage for Colleyville was Chase Gibson, and that will set up a 2nd and 10. Nearly a broken play as they tried to freelance that one with the Michigan State commit Charles Taplin.
Mr. Richardson, that was a great, great play. He should have been sacked twice and was able to get out of it and throw it down the field with opportunity for a big play.
Well, shout out to our great sponsors here this evening. Colleyville Heritage Extra Points and Field Goals are brought to you by Unified Health Advisors, and all kickoffs are brought to you by Texas Live. 22-10, Red Oak with the advantage in the football, 2nd and 10 from the 30, and a timeout is called by the Hawks. They want to talk things over, and an opportunity for both teams with about 2 minutes left in this first half to try to reset. If you're Colleyville, you're looking for that stop because you feel like you can't maybe afford to surrender a touchdown and then give Red Oak the football back to start the third quarter as well.
Exactly. They definitely have to stop them right now. They cannot afford to have these guys score before halftime and, to your point, come back out and receive the ball. They have too many weapons. In order for Colleyville to get back in this game, they've been moving the ball well. They just haven't cashed in. And they're going to have to do that from an offensive standpoint. On defense, they're going to have to rally around and put more pressure on the quarterback. And when they get there, they're going to have to cash in because they're letting the quarterback escape the pocket and run or have an opportunity to throw it for a deep ball.
Just a couple minutes until halftime. Glad that you've decided to join us this evening on Tradio. Red Oak with 1 timeout remaining. Colleyville has 2. You see that they're set up in the gun as always with the spread offense. 2 receivers split out to either side. They try to force the Panthers to defend every blade of turf. Richardson gets the snap. Some pressure comes. He looks down the field. Williams got him for a moment, and then he's wrapped up from behind. Nehemiah Ole-Iwola with a nice stop.
That's a great play by that guy. I'm not going to try to say his name because I don't want to murder it. But I tell you what, the linebacker had one-on-one. There was a spy with the linebacker and the quarterback, and he pulled the chain, and he just missed him in open field. He's got to make that play.
Nice stop right there. So now 3rd down. And Nehemiah Ale-Iwola, the junior defensive lineman, plays up front there with Evan Neati, also someone who is a big-time guy up front. He's been an anchor up front, big number 99 for Colleyville for a couple years, had 64 stops a season ago. And when you look at Jerry Edwards, his first coaching job when he got into the profession, it was on the defensive side of the ball, and he talked about how he's always been a defensive guy, and he still serves as the team's defensive coordinator along with being head coach. And after a decade over at Harker Heights, coming over to Colleyville, he's brought that same mindset.
And I love it. His guys are going to have to support him and really step up now, and we'll see what kind of second-half defensive team he has, and they've got to respond. And so I'm sure he's going to get those guys in the locker room, get them fired up, and they're going to, come back out with a score in their mind 0-0 and start all over.
So Colleyville taking a timeout there. They maybe want to get the football back. Richardson drops back. Neati bringing the pressure. Colleyville getting toward the QB, and it is an incomplete pass. Burgess was in coverage. It was intended for Williams, but a huge rush right there by the big senior defensive lineman, Evan Neati, who gets the job done.
Big play by the defense, and again, they stop them at 4th down. They're going to punt. Now your offense has 1 minute and 40 seconds to try to get a touchdown on the board. They desperately need this, knowing that Red Oak is coming out with all those weapons after halftime. So this is a big play right here.
Huge opportunity to run that hurry-up offense, that 2-minute drill. You've got 1:40 left, but the defense, they come up big, especially after the offense just had their first 3-and-out of the ballgame, and it's a high snap. Football being picked up down in the end zone, and a huge break for Colleyville.
Colleyville gets a big one right there with a safety. Wow. We knew something needed to happen positive for these guys, and it just happened.
Put 2 on the board. A safety after the snap goes over the head of the punter, and he picks it up in the end zone. Colleyville, well, they'll get the football back,
yes,
and they'll get the football back, now just down by 10.
That is a big play. Wow. I'm telling you, things will happen good to you once you get your mind right, start playing some football. Keep the faith, keep the hope, because they still can go. They have 1:33 left on the clock, and if they can get that ball into Mr. Blewett's hands, they have an opportunity to score. They just have to get him the football.
1 timeout remaining, and an opportunity here. Really a gift that was given to you. You got 2 points given to you, right? But you also had 2 points you took away from Red Oak in this game by blocking extra points. Could those be a factor as we get to the second half of this ball game?
Anytime points are taken off the board, it's a factor. Anytime points are not made, it's a factor. So we'll definitely see.
We shall see here tonight. A safety here. A couple of blocked extra points. Football season underway. 1:33 to go here in the second quarter. And Red Oak with a 10-point advantage. And credit to the defense for forcing Red Oak to punt. Richardson, the first time tonight that this Panthers defense was able to swarm him. Didn't give him enough time, because that has been the challenge. When he has got out and run,
yes,
it's been hard to stop. But when they contain him, that is where they had success, and it showed up on that drive.
Have to keep him in the pocket. Can't let him break contain. That's it. Mr. Blewett's deep. If this man can get the ball in his hands, that's just an extra opportunity for these guys to score, with great field position. So I'm telling you, these guys have an opportunity if they take advantage of it.
So after the safety, kickoff from the 20-yard line. Gil Medell, the big senior kicker, runs up to kick this one. And it is off. Blewett is going to grab this one around the 29-yard line, running right up the middle. He breaks to the outside. Ball is in the hands of the dangerous one, and he gets about to the 43.
Again, another opportunity. When Mr. Blewett touches the ball, good things happen.
And good things happen right there.
Got to utilize him. A minute 25 left before half. He's got to touch the ball.
And it was interesting, right, because you got two guys back there, and that was kind of in the gray area of which receiver or which returner was going to get it. And Burgess and Blewett were like, Blewett, you've got this one.
Yes. you make sure Blewett either calls it or you tell him you got it because he's electric once he gets the ball in his hands.
Call it for him.
You do it. You do it.
Well, that was a great return. You get it into plus territory and so dangerous with the ball in his hands. So he's set up here on the outside. The coverage assignment tonight, it's been the senior Tim Abraham here on the outside with him. You've got Weaver in the gun. And we will see what Colleyville could do. A minute 25 to go. Weaver, plenty of time. He looks up the field, and he's going to try to take off and run. He loses the football and hops back on it. Nearly a turnover, but Bodie Weaver jumps right back on the football.
Well, the reason that happened because he's trying to look for Blewett, and Blewett has two people. It looked like he had three of them, but they have him covered up pretty good, so he can't get him the ball. Look, he's looking at him now. He's covered. He's got to get rid of it.
And he throws it to the outside and gets it to Bennett, but Bennett was down when he caught the ball. The clock continues to tick. 50 seconds left, and yes, Red Oak, not only are they covering Blewett with the corner, but safety rotating over as well. It's going to force somebody else for the Panthers to perhaps
Somebody
step
else is going to have to step up and make a play because if you guys are looking like you're seeing right now, they're trapping him, and the quarterback is looking at him first, but good play by Mr. Weaver.
Wow,
He takes a heck of a
Bodie
hit.
Weaver puts the shoulder down and moves the chains. A timeout is going to be called, perhaps. Clock stopped for a moment on the first down.
Looked like Mr. Weaver took a hit. That's why I was looking at the timeout because he kind of was slow getting up, but maybe it was the other guy. It was a timeout. Yeah, they shook him up a little bit.
I mean, you talk about when the quarterbacks have the football and the business decisions you try to make on the football field, right? He puts his shoulder down and turns into a runner, and he is somebody who has showcased he can do a lot with his legs. He led this team at a really high level this summer in the state 7-on-7 when they finished in the top 4 out of 64 teams, and you see he goes a big hit right there.
I tell you, good point, but this is not 7-on-7 because once he breaks that line of scrimmage, these guys, especially a guy like me, I'm trying to take you out of the game.
Exactly.
So those guys, he gave a hit, but he took a hit, and I'll tell you what, he's feeling that right now. So he's got to be smart once he runs to maybe slide and not put that throwing arm or that shoulder or his head in harm's way.
No, and exactly right. When you're in that setting for the first time, starting quarterback, first season for you, getting that direction. He's showcased he can do a lot with his legs tonight, and on that occasion, putting his body on the line, so to speak, to try to move the chains and keep things going. Now, with Colleyville in this situation, one timeout is on the board right now. So can you get some yards and get into field goal range? Is that in the cards right now, or can you make some receptions toward the boundary, get outside, and stop the clock?
It's first down. You have at least 2 shots to throw the ball outside to get out of bounds. You have at least 2 shots, maybe even 3. Well, you can pick up a first down and have 2 shots at it, but you have enough time. You know you got enough leg to make the field goal from here, but I'm planning to take a shot in the end zone because you have one timeout and you also have the plays outside to stop the clock.
Well, here's the shot toward the end zone. Blewett looking for it, and it's incomplete. A couple of the DBs toward Blewett in the end zone. Weaver showcasing his strong arm. There is a flag in the backfield. So holding against Colleyville. That's going to go against Parker Leatherwood, the starting left tackle.
But I'm sorry, man. That's just so frustrating. The hold is frustrating. But not only that, I wouldn't have took a shot there. I mean, you have 28 seconds left. You have a timeout in your back pocket. Why not try to throw the ball outside, a quick hitch or something to get the ball, move the ball down the field, but also save time by getting out of bounds and still have one timeout. Then you take a shot here and there. I just think they wasted some time right there by taking that shot.
And now that pushes you out of field goal range after the 10-yard penalty. First down and 20 as it's set up at the 42-yard line. Now Weaver looks to the outside. He throws it and tries to get it over the middle, but it's incomplete. They were looking for Dax Hebeson, who's been a prominent linebacker for this team, playing a little bit on the offensive side of the ball as well here this season, and it was well out of his reach above his head.
They're out of rhythm right now. That's just what a penalty can do. And it moved them back, and they're just out of rhythm. He's having to scramble. He's throwing the ball across his body and over his receiver's head. So they just need to make one solid play right here, and at some point they probably just need to nail it and get out of here with the without giving the ball over or interception or something like that. So
16 seconds left. This drive started at the 43. They're on the 42 now, and it happened after the safety. And now Weaver throws it down the field again. Blew it. Looking for it. And he got it. Braden blew it from 42 yards out. Makes a highlight reel catch.
I told you guys, if you just put it in his vicinity, if you get it to Blewett, he's going to make a big-time play. And a big-time play he just did. Wow. Oh, my goodness. What a penalty on the play, but we know that's going to be a touchdown.
You wanted a shot to be taken. You got one.
Mr. Weaver said, go deep. He said he pointed him deep. He took a shot, though. He took a shot, but he said go deep, and he put the ball on the money. What a play.
Yeah, Weaver being tended to on the sidelines after the fact. An unbelievable throw, an unbelievable catch, and Braden blew it from 43 yards out. A big momentum swing as we are toward the end of the first half. 22-19 after the PAT is converted. Those PATs are brought to you by Unified Health Advisors. 22-19, big momentum swing. And we'll be back in a moment here on Tradio.
Do you have a dream of having a pool and a backyard oasis? Well, it's time to talk to the professionals at J. Caldwell Custom Pools. From new construction to remodeling to service and maintenance, J. Caldwell Custom Pools is your custom pool builder and outdoor living design expert, serving you with 2 locations, Hudson Oaks and Fort Worth. Because life is too short for ordinary backyards. Dive in and find out more at jcaldwellcustompools.com.
Welcome back to Panther Friday Night here on Tradio. Braden blew it. Typically, you make a highlight reel on your huddle midway through the season. Well, he's had a couple of plays he's going to add to his tape here tonight.
Wow, this guy's electric. I'm telling you, I came in here looking for Mr. Williams and Mr. Robinson and Mr. Taplin to make some big-time plays. And here this guy has said, you guys are not going to outshine me, not at my home, not tonight. Wow, I'm sorry. Mr. Blewett, man, he's exciting. I'm sorry. This guy's awesome.
Hey, don't be sorry. Hey, we're all excited about Mr. Blewett, and impressive as well for Jeremy Snyder, the first-year offensive coordinator, to get the ball into his hands as well and do that at a really high level. It's interesting because talking with Coach Edwards, he had a quote before this game. We'll get to that in a moment and perhaps talk about it during the half as that ball is caught out of bounds. And so Red Oak after the ensuing kickoff. And let's remind you, give you some context here. 22-19, this was all set up by a bad snap on a punt attempt to give Colleyville 2 points, making it a 10-point game. Fast forward, Braden Blewett has the return on that ensuing kickoff off the safety. And then, well, he's also the one who catches it from 43 yards out in an unbelievable catch. I mean, it was coverage all over him. How did he catch that football is the question I'm asking.
I'm telling you, man, that's I don't know. But the vision, this guy's an athlete. He's just going to make big plays. And that's his quarterback trusting him, telling him to go deep, and he throws it to him to make something happen. But there was a bunch of, crazy plays right there, as you just mentioned, from a safety. Then they get Colleyville's giving up good field position, getting good field position, and it works in their favor with 16 seconds left on the clock before half. Wow.
So prevent defense with 4 seconds left, and they'll just take a knee. We'll head it to halftime. 22-19 at the half. Exciting football here on Tradio. It's Panther Friday Night, and Colleyville with a massive momentum swing as we go into the half. And Bodie Weaver on that big-time play. He took a shot, but he throws it 43 yards down the field. And a big-time touchdown for Braden Blewett. A massive touchdown for the Northwestern commit. and three-star wide receiver, a 42-yard touchdown for him. And Coach Edwards talked about this before the game. He said, yeah, there's a lot of talent tonight at the receiver position, and Blewett is a tremendous athlete and receiver that can go get the football. And he said this, and I found this fascinating. He said, you know, a kid that I think was under-recruited a little bit, he's on a mission to show he's one of the best receivers in the state of Texas, and he's on a mission this year to prove it. Well, it seems like he's proven a little bit in that first half of action.
Those are so true, very, very true words from a coach. Again, I was looking forward to seeing these other receivers from the Red Oak receiving corps. This guy has opened my eyes to the talent he has, and so I'll tell you what, he keeps playing like this, they will not only be coming after him, they're definitely going to know his name.
They will indeed, and we'll talk a lot about him as this game progresses, but for now, we're going to take a timeout. It's halftime. 22-19, Red Oak with the lead, but Colleyville with the momentum.
All right, Buster, come on, you got this. Fix that hair on the right. Just give me hands. Give me the vicious kitty. Perfect. Hey. Hey, you. 40-yard line. Big guy. No, the other guy. I've seen your LinkedIn picture. It's not great. Bless your heart. You need a new headshot. And since you're not watching the game, watch this.
Unleash your professional image with Metroplex headshots. From individual headshots to executive team portraits, we deliver exceptional quality. Metroplex headshots combines artistry and expertise to create headshots that make an impact. Visit our website at metroplex.headshots.com or call us today to schedule your session. Metroplex Headshots. Unleash your professional image.
When you're the #1 Chevy dealer in the world, you have more inventory than anyone. Classic Chevrolet. Last chance through Labor Day only. We're offering money year-end savings. Like new Silverados, 14 grand in total savings. Don't miss out on 24. 14 grand total savings. It's the final days. New Silverados will sell fast. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com now.
Good evening, football fans. Right from Colleyville, Pennsylvania, Colleyville Heritage High School are proud to present from your halftime entertainment the Panther Marching Band, Diamond Dance Star, and the Varsity Pantera Dance. Our show will begin with the Heart of the Bill, the crowd pleaser, state and national champion, Colleyville Heritage Varsity Pantera Dance. Their social media is President, Jay Sports, Vice President, Emily Appleton, Spirit Leader, Audrey Doyle, and the chair, Anna Staff, and historian, L. Blanchard. Carolina from the start, Junior Lieutenant London Morello, Captain and Scorer, Junior Lieutenant Samantha Andrews, Junior Lieutenant Danny Heisey, and Senior Lieutenant Ava Hall. Panther of the Week is Senior Emily Eichelberg. Spirit of the Week is Sophomore Peyton Jones. Panther Heart of the Bill is Senior Pat Mega. And Panther Teacher of the Week is Miss Alex. Pantera Managers are Lauren Bellinger, Lindsay Shepard, and Sophia Scholl. Tonight's performers set Jazz Team routine to Take It to the Streets. Pantera's are directed up, Karen Sand, and assisted by Haley Whitney. Colleyville Panthers.
Delicious barbecue sandwich seeds, vegan-led concession stands, along with a variety
It's Panther Friday Night on Tradio. 1/2 down, 1 to go. I'm Will Connerly alongside Shannon Brazil, TCU Hall of Fame linebacker. Happy to be with you here tonight. And, well, if you've been with us tonight or you're just joining now, we believe you're in for a treat. A fun, close game for the first half and the first game of the season. A lot happened in that first half. And we're excited for half number 2.
This is going to be an electric second half. I cannot wait. If it's anything close to the first half, guys, hold on to your hats. It's going to get exciting around here.
I mean, a lot of things happen. Big returns, highlight reel. I mean, someone will get that out to Bristol, Connecticut and Sports Center because Braden Blewett has made some highlight reel plays tonight. Couple blocked extra points. A lot has been happening. We're excited. A fun, close, back-and-forth battle. A huge momentum swing at the end of the first half as Colleyville gets a touchdown and safety with under 2 minutes to go in the half. They kick off to Red Oak, and we are underway. Short kick, and it is caught by Red Oak's Tim Abraham, the one who's had the assignment defensively tonight of covering Braden Blewett. And so Red Oak will come out to start the third quarter on offense. They used a couple quarterbacks in the first half. It started with Billy Middleton, and then Kane Richardson came in. But at his last drive, that was the first time Colleyville put some pressure on him. We'll see what they do to start this third quarter.
Yeah, this is big time. It's a big time right now for the Colleyville defense. They need to come out and make their presence felt with putting some pressure on this quarterback. And listen, they ended on a good note, and now it's time to continue.
It is Middleton out there, the man who started the game at quarterback. And it will be an initial handoff to Lorenzo Holman.
Wow, swarming defense. That's how you get to the football right there, guys. That's winning championship football. Let's see if they can do that for the next half, though.
You talk about Holman, the running back, the junior, trying to get some opportunities on the ground. When we look at total yards in the first half, giving you some numbers, Colleyville 226 yards, Red Oak 171. A lot of offense in that opening half from both teams.
A lot of offense there. And both teams are moving the ball, but they just need to cash in, especially Colleyville. They've moved the ball pretty good up and down the field, just having some trouble cashing in with points.
There's some movement. Taz Williams Jr., the wideout, is able to move the chains, and he's been big tonight. And the discrepancy in the yardage game, Colleyville Heritage 40 rushing yards, Red Oak has 90. The penalties as well, both teams have been penalized 3 times as it's a run up the middle. Not much room to gain as Colleyville has Madden Williams, the Mike linebacker, who comes in to stop that run from getting to the second level. Either way, it moves the chains. A fresh set of downs here for Red Oak.
Wow, what a big play by Mr. Evans as well. Big number 99 coming up, plugging that hole.
So 1st and 10 at the 39, first drive of the second half. And here is Middleton getting swarmed there by Logan and forced out again by the middle linebacker. That's number 9 in there making the play, Madden Williams. Great play by Mr. Williams with making the quarterback break and tame, but keeping him running towards the sideline. That's how you contain a quarterback, especially this quarterback at his caliber. And you talk about quarterback for Williams, the Mike linebacker, essentially the quarterback of the defense. And I know the position that you played for a couple years with the Horned Frogs. The quarterback, he is the quarterback of the defense, and it's his job to get the defense in play and to make big plays like that. That's his job. So a loss of 4, a nice force out of bounds there. And here's a quick handoff, and again, Colleyville stopping the run. The big boys up front doing a good job, and You see right there, Williams was in on the action, Lloyd, and then making that initial push right there was Nehemiah Aleiwola.
These guys look like they have their second win. They're flying around. They're excited. They're getting to the football. 3rd and 14. Let's see what they can get their offense back on the field.
So 3rd down and 14 yards to go. Middleton drops back. He looks far side, and the ball is caught, but it's going to be short of the sticks. Nice play defensively made by Jaden Hall. They got it into the hands of Braden Robinson, a high-level 2025 recruit, but that'll bring out the special teams unit. So first drive for Red Oak, they get stopped, and Colleyville will get the football back. Good first defensive possession.
And that's what you want to do. You want to come out after halftime, after you got kind of regrouped. You don't want these guys to get on the field and put together a drive and score. They get them on the field, and they get them off, and that's what you want to do. So you get your offense back on there and get them a chance to score.
You saw the wideouts in the first half for Red Oak as that punt is off from Rudy Salas, and the return getting to the outside here. Bryson Burgess bounces outside the 20 and gathers a couple extra yards after that to about the 27-yard line. But Red Oak, their receivers took the top off the defense a couple times right there, and it was your key to the game, containing those wideouts and two different quarterbacks being used. Does that contribute maybe to some off-balance opportunities there for Red Oak's offense?
Well, it looks like they were trying to give them two different packages, but the key, I don't care what they throw at them, when the quarterback's break contained, you have to keep him in the pocket or keep him running towards the sideline to where you can have a positive play for your defense. The problem is he breaks contained and get up the field, you're going to have a long day.
So it is Bodie Weaver in the shotgun, the quarterback. First year as a starter, he took a big hit on that 42-yard touchdown pass to Braden Blewett at the end of the first half, and it's a rush up to the 30-yard line from Colin Bennett, a gain of 2 yards, 2nd and 8 coming up.
Again, I will say this, if these guys want to get back in the game, you've got to keep the ball in Mr. Weaver's hand, and he needs to, for some reason, some way, keep the ball in Blewett's hand, Mr. Blewett's hand. He's a big-time receiver, and he's going to be the one that keeps these guys over the top tonight.
22 rushing attempts for just 39 yards tonight for Colleyville, so getting less than 2 a pop this evening. The big plays in the passing game have been present, and there's Bennett, who turns the corner and gets some extra yardage. A nice run right there creates something out of nothing to set up 3rd and manageable.
And you hit it right there on the head, something out of nothing, because he was stopped in the backfield for a loss, but because his vision and his feet never stopped, he was able to pick up some positive yards. Great job by the running back.
So 3rd down, about 5 yards to go. Bennett out there with Weaver. Braden Blewett. Looks like he's got single coverage here on the bottom of your screen. And Weaver rolls out his way, looks down the field, tries to get it into the hands of Samir Johnson, but Dylan McGee, first time we've said his name tonight, number 3 for Red Oak, a high-level recruit, just a sophomore, and number 3 in white is there on the coverage.
Well, here we go again. Another 3 and out. Great play by the defensive Red Oak, so they come out to play as well. Listen, if these two defenses step up like this, it's going to get tight around here on point. So, again, another great series by the defensive Red Oak, and they have to punt the ball now. So we'll see what happens here in a little bit for the Panthers on their offensive side of the ball.
And last punt was excellent. It set up what ended up being a safety after they punted the football inside the 15-yard line. Red Oak couldn't gain much yardage, and then they had the bad snap that led to a safety, then a touchdown at the end of the first half, 42 yards for Braden Blewett, which again was a just fantastic catch. I'm sure that will be the talk of the town for the next few days. But Red Oak takes back over on offense, and both offenses not able to move the chains on their opening drive of this second half. But for both teams making adjustments at halftime, that's the name of the game, and it seems like both second-year head coaches in Melvin Robinson and Jerry Edwards try to focus on that at the intermission.
Yeah, let's see who comes in at quarterback and see what they're going to do this series, because they seem, like I said, to have different packages for these quarterbacks, but they need to do something to get the ball in their explosive receivers' hands this drive.
So they featured a couple quarterbacks tonight. Started with Middleton, then went to Kane Richardson, the senior move-in from Arkansas, then went back to Middleton to start this half, and he's back out there again here for the second series in the second half for Red Oak. Will be Middleton, who keeps it himself, and he tries to go against the grain. He's got a big hole across the 30. There he goes, darting across into Panther territory in a massive run for Billy Middleton.
That was all Middleton. They ran the ball to the left side. There was nothing there. He was actually shut down, and he cut the ball back across the grain and used his speed to pick up a big one. Wow.
And both quarterbacks have had explosive runs here tonight. Take another look.
I mean, just outruns the angle. Good job by the safety to cut him off and use the sideline as an extra defender. But I tell you what, he was almost going to run out of real estate, and that ball was going to the house.
So Billy Middleton, the junior, listed at 6 feet, 160, plenty of speed. Missed a lot of time last season due to injury, and Reggie Moody and Chris Martinez, that was their quarterback running back combination a season ago. Both teams featuring new quarterbacks here this season, opening night. As the Hawks of Red Oak, an unblemished district season last year, went 12-1, making what is about an hour drive or so here to Grapevine for this opening night. You've got Taz Williams in the backfield right now, the Baylor recruit at the receiver position. He catches it out of the backfield, but Dax Hebeson with a nice stop. No yards gained, perhaps a half-yard lost, and then multiple flags come in after the play.
Great job by the linebackers getting to the running back before he picked up some positive yards. That's how you get to the football.
Is that going to be a late hit on Dax Hebeson? It is. So Dax Hebeson getting called for the late hit out of bounds, spotting Red Oak 15 yards. After it was initially the linebacker having to cover Taz Williams out of the backfield. That's the assignment you get playing on the outside, but spotting 15 on the penalty.
Yeah, it looked like he hit him in bounds and just did a little too much on the tackle after the play.
Middleton with the snap. He throws it, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Charles Taplin.
Again, in and up, or up and in, and good coverage for with the cornerback taking the running back out of the backfield. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the receiver to pick him up. Otherwise, that's a touchdown down the field.
Taplin, plenty of speed. A soon-to-be Spartan. Unable to haul that in. Second down and 10. Football at the 28-yard line. Both teams have been able to convert on a field goal here tonight. As Ryan Zucker was able to get a 46-yarder, his career long. That's thrown to the outside, and stop is made as being wrestled down. Jaden Hall makes the nice stop on Braden Robinson, but it does set up now what's going to be a third down and about 5, maybe 6 yards to go.
What a throw by the quarterback. That's a hard pass to make, and he did that. What even better play by the cornerback, bringing him down.
Hey, Trey. What's up, Trey? I don't think so.
And here is the throw, and the ball is caught around the 15-yard line. And are they ruling that one a catch? Man down in the backfield. Flag also thrown after the fact. A lot going on this play.
Wow, did he catch that? I thought that ball might have hit the ground, but again, I'm up in the skybox and not on the field. So.
And so we will take a time out and be back with you in a moment. You're watching Panther Friday Night here on Tradio.
right, Buster, come on, you got this. Fix that hair on the right. Just give me hands. Give me the vicious kitty. Perfect. Hey. Hey, you. 40-yard line. Big guy. No, the other guy. I've seen your LinkedIn picture. It's not great. Bless your heart. You need a new headshot. And since you're not watching the game, watch this.
Unleash your professional image with Metroplex headshots. From individual headshots to executive team portraits, we deliver exceptional quality. Metroplex headshots combines artistry and expertise to create headshots that make an impact. Visit our website at metroplexheadshots.com or call us today to schedule your session. Metroplex Headshots. Unleash your professional image.
Panther Friday Night here on Tradio, and it is a big third down, 2 yards to go, and a timeout is called. So,
Wow.
no, check that. That's fourth down, so he was short of the sticks. It was ruled a catch. Welcome back, and you had both teams punt on their first possession here in the second half, and now the second possession for Red Oak. They're set up in this territory because of the big run by Billy Middleton, and now a fourth down, they're going to push the envelope and try to go for it.
Well, not only we were waiting on a call with the football to see if he called or not, but there was a flag on the play.
As well.
Did they address that, or it's 4th and 2? And I wonder if that got addressed, or did they just pick it up?
And this current drive started at the 15. It was interesting, speaking of flags, going back and talking about the initial flag that was thrown on the initial play from the line of scrimmage, got some confirmation at halftime that that was a flag on Braden Blewett for the celebration. However, still think that that should be assessed on the PAT, right? Not on the play, but instead it ended up being a touchdown either way. And we're here 22-19 the score. Red Oak with the lead with the football and with a 4th and 2. Big play coming up. Instead of opting for what would be a 37-yard try, they'll go for it. Man runs in motion. Middleton puts his head down, and it looks like he's going to be stopped short.
Short. What a play by the Panthers defense.
So a turnover on downs looks to be the call, and Colleyville comes up big.
Oh, that's a big stop. Listen, that's how you step up and make big plays for your team.
So the Panthers will get the football back as the drive stalls out. Middleton looking to make the play, and who comes in? None other than Dax Hebeson wrapping up Middleton from behind, and then Nayada as well with the stop up front.
What a play. That's how you get down the line of scrimmage right there and not get in front of the ball. That is an awesome play by the, I believe that was the DB.
So Weaver gets the snap here on 1st and 10 and looks for Blewett, and it's intercepted. It's straight into the end zone for a pick six. TJ Stocker, the high-level recruit and defensive back, puts 6 on the board for Red Oak, an INT, and now a touchdown after that, a pick six on the ensuing play after Colleyville had Red Oak stopped on a turnover on downs. It's the Red Oak defense that comes up big.
Looked like Mr. Weaver threw that ball a little bit behind his target, and the cornerback was breaking on the ball, and he'd get a surprise right there for an easy walk-in touchdown. Yep, he overthrew him.
Was looking for Blewett on the cross, and instead, well, they put 6 on the board for TJ Stocker. Already has about 7 offers to play at the next level, and he's at the right place, right time. The extra point is not blocked on this occasion. It is through, and we have 5:14 to go. A 10-point lead for Red Oak. We'll be right back. You're watching Panther Friday Night on Tradio. So a 19-yard touchdown return for TJ Stocker puts Red Oak up by a couple possessions. This half started with both teams punting, and then Red Oak following up that drive that resulted in a punt being stopped on a turnover on downs. And Colleyville gets the football back in their own territory. Ensuing play, Bodie Weaver throws an interception. He just out of the reach of Blewett, off target, pick six.
Blewett, again, he has a lot of attention on him tonight, guys, and so the quarterback has to put it on the money because a throw like that, he threw it over his head. He's got a safety just sitting there waiting on him, and it's easy pick into the end zone. Got to put it on him.
Nicholas Wancombe back to return alongside Blewett. And the kickoff from Medell. It's Blewett who will catch this one around the 3. Takes it to the outside, has some space, cuts up toward the 40 and gets about to the 44-yard line. Another nice return for Braden Blewett.
Great things happen when the ball's in Mr. Blewett's hand. This guy is a football player. My goodness, he can go.
And they'll try to get him the ball here on this drive. They were trying to on the most recent drive, but again, out of his reach. It resulted in an interception, a 19-yard return for a touchdown. And so Red Oak now leading by 10 with 5 to go in this third quarter.
Well, one thing I can tell you, don't shy away from him. Let's get back on the horse and let's ride. So I'd still go at him because things happen for your team in a positive way when Mr. Blewett has the ball in his hands.
So Bryce Abraham gets his first carry of the evening. The senior running back, one of 3 featured in the backfield with Jared Wiley and Colin Bennett that we've seen tonight, trying to get something going on the ground. And on the first down carry, he picks up a couple yards, 2nd and 8. So you got Wancombe and Johnson to the near side. And Abraham still lined up. And he gets a nice hole here. Burst of speed for Abraham, and he gets to the 30-yard line. Couple nice carries for him.
Wow, I just looked at the defensive line, and they just got blown off the line of scrimmage by the offensive line there. And the running back is so electric and so quick. He hit that hole with nothing but touchdown on his mind. What a run.
The senior defensive back and also toting the rock as well. Really nice run, and he had plenty of space to get that job done.
Wow, that was a good run.
And whistle call, false start on Colleyville. Movement before they snap the football. That'll set up a 1st and 15. They'll move back to the 35-yard line. Under 4 to go in this third quarter. And a 10-point deficit. Blewett lined up on the near side at the bottom of your screen. Wancombe as well at the bottom. Blewett to his right. Abraham. Weaver gets the snap. He'll try to spin. He gets wrestled down around the 30-yard line. So a pickup of 5 to set up a 2nd and 10. So getting back to the original line of scrimmage.
That was a zone play, but you had a spy on the quarterback. Great job by Mr. Gordon to pick up the quarterback.
So Landon Dressel will check in at wide out. Blewett, Dressel, Wancombe. Along with Supakezi. Weaver looks down the field, throws one, and looking for Supakezi. Goes over the head of the junior wideout.
We had a blitz off the edge by Mr. TJ, and he actually caused the quarterback to get outside to try to make something happen down the field. The pressure was on from the cornerback blitz.
So 3rd down, 10 to go. At the 30-yard line right now. So made it from about this area in terms of field goals. This would be about a 47-yard try. A 46-yard try was converted on earlier in this game by Ryan Zucker. We'll see what's in store for this 3rd and 10, and a flag is called.
Keep your eye on Mr. Gordon, linebacker. I've seen him. I mean, he looked like he's a little beat up right now. Looked like he took a hit, and he's trying to shake it off for 2 plays there. So we'll see if that's concerning for the Red Oak defense.
And Courtney Gordon, 33 tackles a season ago, and a linebacker who's going to have an elevated role this season, but a delay of game makes it a 3rd and 15. So a couple penalties, a false start, and a delay of game has set up the Panthers behind the sticks. Deep shot down the field looking for Blewett, but Blewett stopped, and Weaver thought he would have kept going, and the ball lands in the end zone with nobody in the vicinity, and that will set up a 4th and 15.
Well, they had it all locked down. Everything was covered on that one, 2 deep safeties, and he just gave up on the route, I believe. I think that for the first time, those guys were not on the same page tonight. I hadn't seen that much tonight, if at all.
You obviously probably expect, right, some of those growing pains with a new quarterback, new offensive coordinator as well, but they're going to try to push the envelope. 4th and 15 and going for it right here with the ball on the 35-yard line, down by 10.
This makes sense, though. Zone in the back.
Weaver steps up, gives it off to Abraham. Abraham moves forward. Big hit laid on by Tim Abraham, and that'll be a turnover on downs as Colleyville was not able to get to the line to gain. And so Red Oak will take control of the football, up by 10 with less than 3 to go in quarter number 3.
Well, there's only been 1 takeaway tonight, and that went to the house for a touchdown. Let's see what this Panther defense can do. They need to take away of their own. It's time for them to strip the ball or get an interception, but they need to make something happen on their side of the ball, help their offense out.
Movement by Robinson in the backfield. It'll be a handoff there to Holman. Flag comes in the secondary.
Way to swarm the ball there by the Panthers defense, and look like we may have a hold on the play.
So they do tag a hold right there on Zion Jordan, the offensive lineman. Looked like he grabbed a hold of Evan Neata, so that will move Red Oak back 10 yards to set up. Will be a 1st and long here for Red Oak. Quarterback still out there is Middleton, who's been the featured quarterback here in the second half. Started the game, but then 3 series was granted to Kane Richardson as well. And movement, a little too early on the movement there for Red Oak, so they'll back up even more after a false start. So 1st and a quarter of the field coming up here for Red Oak. And you talk about a takeaway, well, you didn't get that, but some self-inflicted wounds going to make it much more difficult to pick up a 1st down here. You got downs to work with, but 1st in a while to go now.
They're going the wrong way, I tell you that. And it's not a positive. It's a negative. They're going in the negative direction, so they need to get it together here. Well, otherwise, they're going to give this Red Oak defense a chance to stop them and have their offense come back on with the short side of the field.
Middleton.
Pressure's on.
1st and long. He's going to launch one down the field looking for Taplin, and he makes the catch. Taplin all the way up to the 45-yard line. A big-time play. And a 40-yard reception will wipe away what was 1st down and 25 yards to go.
What a catch on the sideline. You had a guy on your shoulder there, and he puts it right over into the breadbasket. Great catch and throw.
And quickly another throw and flag coming in late after the play on the rushing attempt there from Lorenzo Holman. It looks like Kelton Ellie, one of their top offensive linemen, seems to be a little bit shaken up on the play as well, and there's also another penalty marker.
Looked like he took a hit in the groin there, and so he's trying to catch his breath, but he don't want to come off the field. He's going to tough it out.
So face mask on the defense, 15 more yards. It's been a penalty-ridden drive. You have Red Oak backed up after a holding and a false start to a 1st and 25, but that didn't matter to them after a 40-yard completion to Charles Taplin. Then they get spotted 15 yards after a rushing attempt after that big completion, and it makes it 1st and 10, the ball now at the 23-yard line. Man coming in motion. They flip it off there to Taz Williams Jr. He gets to the outside, tries to apply a hit around the 20-yard line, a pickup of 3 on the play. 2nd and 7 awaits.
Good pursuit by the defense. That's what you got to do. You have to get to the football, and at some point they're going to run out of real estate, and you use the sideline as your help. So good play by those guys by swarming the football.
Red Oak ahead by 10 with the football right now. Just a couple minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Pressure comes. And pressure gets there. Evan Mayata comes up with a big-time sack.
Big play by Mr. Mayata. He just out-strengthened the guy in front of him, said, "You're not going to stop me. I'm getting to this quarterback right now." What a play.
The big-time defensive tackle up front. He's made plays throughout his career, and you see right there, he just blows by the offensive line.
That guy's quick to be that size.
They say it's about a 4.9 for him.
That's good. He can move. He just showed that.
He's picked up some Division I offers, an all-district selection a season ago, and then an anchor up front for a couple seasons for the Panthers. So 3rd and long, they throw it over to the far side, and a nice stop made by Jaden Hall right at the line to gain, or right towards the line of scrimmage, rather, in the reception from Braden Robinson. He had nowhere to go after the catch.
Great stop by Mr. Hall. He saw the ball, and he broke on it and met him at the line of scrimmage for a stop. Way to hold on.
So now you got 4th and 13 to go. They're going to go for it with 48 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Panthers looking for a stop.
Big play, 4th and 13. This is a big one. Let's see what the Panthers defense can stop these guys. Get them off the field.
Middleton looks deep, not on the same page with Taz Williams, and it drops in the end zone. That will be Colleyville Heritage forcing a turnover on downs. Red Oak with their hands up. They're looking for a penalty, but good coverage there by Jaden Hall, and the Panthers will take the football over with about half a minute left in this 3rd quarter, down by 10.
Even if you throw the flag there, that they were not on the same page to the standpoint. He ran a stop route, and the quarterback threw it in the end zone. So that would have definitely been not catchable, even if they throw that flag.
Colleyville trying to overcome. A couple times the defense has stepped up and got the football in their hands, forcing turnovers on downs. But one play after that last time, it resulted in a pick six. They're trying to overcome the big pick six by TJ Stocker in this second half. But again, they come up with a turnover on downs. Colleyville takes over, but they just gain about a couple yards on that first down carry from the running back in Bryce Abraham. And that'll end the 3rd quarter. We're off to the final stanza of action on opening night. Colleyville down by 10 with the football. 4th quarter on the other side. You're watching Panther Friday Night on Tradio.
Do you have a dream of having a pool and a backyard oasis? Well, it's time to talk to the professionals at J. Caldwell Custom Pools. From new construction to remodeling to service and maintenance, J. Caldwell Custom Pools is your custom pool builder and outdoor living design expert, serving you with 2 locations, Hudson Oaks and Fort Worth. Because life is too short for ordinary backyards. Dive in and find out more at jcaldwellcustompools.com.
So getting ready to start the fourth quarter here, 29-19. Red Oak has the lead. And Colleyville with the football to start the fourth quarter. So the final 12 minutes of action on opening night here at Mustang Panther Stadium here in Grapevine, Texas. A great crowd on our hands here tonight. We'll see if the Panthers can make it interesting, putting a drive together here.
Got a screenplay. Here we go.
Blewett with the football, tries to cut up field, breaks a tackle, and here he goes, off to the races, Braden Blewett, and he gets caught right around the 25-yard line. Explosive plays all night long for Braden Blewett.
Uh-oh, please. Look like I hope he's out of breath and not hurt. That would be a big loss to his offense. Mr. Blewett's down, and I hope it's just maybe a cramp. Look like it's a cramp.
He seems to be shaken up.
Yeah, he's cramping.
A burst of speed down the sideline on a screenplay that looked like he was stopped immediately. Instead, he has a big break of speed, gets cut down by his shoestrings from behind. Tim Abraham, who's been covering him all night long, makes a touchdown-saving tackle.
Definitely was. But listen, we saw that play develop. He actually got stuffed in the back. But again, this guy's so electric. He's going to make something happen, and he turns it to a positive gain. Now let's get some fluids in him and get him back on the field, because right now he's cramping up, and they need him.
He's been the superstar tonight. As expected, had the 5A D2 area lead for touchdowns a season ago with 20 of them.
Wow.
And he's a little bit shaken up right now, being tended to on the sideline, but to open up the fourth quarter, to get an explosive play like that, he gets up and gets a round of applause from both sides out of respect for what he's done on the football field tonight. With his helmet off, he makes his way toward the Panther sideline.
And let's give the Red Oak defense some attention on that play, because, again, they have so much speed, and they literally ran him down from behind. And without that kind of effort and speed, that's a touchdown.
So Blewett coming off the field, doing it on his own power. After what was an incredible play, yards after the catch was big on that screen. And he takes it all the way to the 25-yard line.
Hopefully we get this guy some fluids in. They need him back on this football field ASAP. But in the meantime, they're going to run the ball up the middle and get stuffed by that massive defensive line.
Yeah, TJ Stocker coming in, the man who had the pick six, coming in first to make the stop on Colin Bennett. So just a gain of a yard. It will be second down and about 9 to go. But certainly a situation that we'll monitor closely to see what the status of Blewett can be moving forward. Had the highlight reel 42-yard touchdown catch to end the first half, and another carry, and not much room to operate once again for the Panthers on the ground, and no gain on the play. That's 3rd and 9 upcoming after the carry and attempt there by Colin Bennett.
Well, it lets you know right there how important Mr. Blewett is to this offense, because they went back-to-back runs, and on 3rd and 9 or 3rd and 8, that's a Blewett down, and they couldn't get the ball to him, so they go back-to-back runs and get stuffed. So this is a big play right here, 4th and 9, and Mr. Blewett's still not back on the football field.
It says 4th on the scoreboard, but the sticks say 3rd. I believe it is indeed 3rd, and Weaver, he gets wrapped up in the backfield, but a flag comes after the fact. TJ Stocker came in to make the stop on Blewett, but then perhaps a late hit is going to be assessed on the flag, and that may spot Colleyville some yardage in a fresh set of downs. Face mask is going to be the call, as Stocker appeared to pull Weaver. They got to Weaver very quickly. Stocker's been all over the field tonight. You pointed it out. And he's the one who had the pick six. He's been big in stopping the run. He gets into the backfield there. But pulling on the face mask of Weaver, that spots the Panthers plenty of yards, and they move the football up.
Yeah, it's not a smart play by about TJ. He's been all over the football field tonight. He is a ball hawk, and he is a baller, but that play right there just hurt him, giving Mr. Blewett a little bit more time to be on the sideline and get some fluids in him to get back on the field.
So now Weaver with the football, trying to make something happen, and he does pick up some yardage, getting to the 9-yard line. A pickup of about 3. Just trying to create here tonight when the Red Oak defense, a young defense, a lot of new faces for this group this season, but they're forcing the Panthers into uncomfortable situations with the football. Weaver able to make something happen.
Great job of Mr. Weaver using his legs and getting some positive yards out of that play when he was pretty much stopped in the backfield.
So 2nd and about 7 after the 3-yard pickup. Weaver in the backfield. He gets wrapped up once again. Huge stop there. Desmond Cox, the linebacker, all over Weaver and trying to create, but instead going backwards back to the 20-yard line.
Good play by Mr. Cox, blitzing the upfield shoulder of the quarterback, so once he spun out of it, he hits him right in the mouth where well, I shouldn't say in the mouth, it's kind of low, but that's the point. He couldn't get out of it and shake him because he blitzed the upside shoulder, if you will, to get him to go down.
So 3rd and about 17. If you're the Panthers with the football at the 19-yard line, you're in field goal range, down by 10. That could be a factor here. They have Wiley in the backfield. It's going to be a handoff to Wiley. He bounces to the outside with some space, cuts up the field inside the 10, and that's going to make it about at the 8-yard line. So it's going to set up a 4th down. Blewett has his helmet back on, still on the sideline, and they'll send out the field goal operation here on 4th down and 6 yards to go to try to make this a one-possession game.
Yeah, they've got to get points out of this deal. That was close. He almost broke that ball for a touchdown, but, hey, you got to come up with something. Can't come home empty-handed.
A 25-yard try. It is up, and it is true. Ryan Zuckert puts more points on the board. And he has added some more. Somebody coming into this game with 187 career points through a couple of varsity seasons kicking. And he's made a couple of field goals tonight. Now 19 field goals converted in his career with under 8 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Buckle up, one-possession game.
Yeah, it's been kind of sloppy this second half. A little bit, if you ask me, a little bit more electric the first half. These guys are getting, look like they're starting to get tired. So, look like they need to pick it up a little bit, especially the Panthers that are down right now. They need to get some pep in their step, and they need to come up with a big play on defense, and they need to move the ball down the field and score. So they definitely need to pick it up a little bit to get back in this football game.
So looking for a stop right now as they do convert on the field goal. And Braden Blewett, you see him on the sideline right now, right by the jugs of water, getting fluids like you mentioned. And a lot of this offense is surrounded by number 8.
Tell you, man, next guy. Listen, I'll be following him for the rest of the year. I didn't know anything about him coming into this game, but again, when you play football the way he does, people are going to know who you are, and he's definitely showed that tonight.
And he's really somebody who showed up in the biggest games for Colleyville last year. Through 4 playoff games, he averaged 10 catches and 130 yards and had 7 touchdowns in the postseason alone. A season ago in opening night against a good football team that you're taking on. He's definitely shown out here this evening. Short kick again from Zuckert. It's caught by Jaqueen Overton, and he breaks a tackle and gets stopped around the 38-yard line. 39 make it, and that's where Red Oak will start this possession, leading by a touchdown with under 8 minutes to go in this 4th quarter, and they've got the football back after the 25-yard field goal from Ryan Zuckert.
It's time for the Panthers to make a stop here. They want to get back in this game. They're either going to have to make a stop, 3 and out here, or they've got to make a big play and get an interception or fumble to get there. They have to get the ball back into the offense, to get points on the board, not unless they want to pick one off and take one to the house themselves.
First play will be a handoff to Holman, and run is stuffed, just a pickup of about 2 as they try to go off the left guard on the rush.
Way to
And
feel the whole linebackers. That's good feel right there. I like that play. Downhill feel.
Williams, again, he's the one, number 9, the middle linebacker, who's done a good job of filling those gaps and understanding this scheme. Second year with Jerry Edwards, the head coach and defensive coordinator, and you get all your linebackers back to fill those gaps. 2nd and 8 from the 41-yard line. Taplin moves in motion. And back to pass. It's the lefty Richardson looking to make a play. He gets wrapped up from behind. Evan Neata with a big-time sack.
Way to flow. That's how you get to the football. That's how you get there. 3rd and 8, you need that play right there. Man, that guy has speed to be that size.
Let's take another look.
Woo! Wow. What a play. It's a big 3rd and 10 right here. They're going zone.
10 yards to go on the 3rd down. Running back set up behind Richardson. They fake the handoff. Richardson rolls out, throws it, and it's caught by Robinson. And then he gets hit from behind, but it's a catch and a first down. Braden Robinson with a big play on the catch over the middle.
Well, they had him, and then they didn't. What a play. The quarterback made a great throw, but they had him trapped and wasn't able to get to him.
But an eligible man downfield brings that play back, and that can happen on those fakes, right? When you fake the run, offensive line got too far up the field, and that wipes away what was a big first down catch on 3rd down, and that'll send Red Oak back on the illegal man downfield penalty. That's a costly one.
Wow. Listen, Colleyville, you got one for you right there, brother. I mean, because you had them trapped and you let them out. Now you have a chance to get them off the field with 3rd and 15. You got blessed on that one.
So Kane Richardson, the senior quarterback, moved in from Arkansas, trying to compete for time at the QB spot with Billy Middleton. They've both got plenty of time here tonight. Under 6 to go in the 4th, 3rd and 15. Richardson, plenty of time in the pocket, throws a bomb down the field, and it's incomplete. Beside the sideline, he was looking for Preston Wells. Good coverage there by Gibson. And it is going to be 4th and 15. The punt unit will come on out.
Great play by the defense. Looked like they went zone across the board. They didn't apply too much pressure on the quarterback. They were just going to let him try to throw the ball deep, which ultimately he throws it over the head of the receiver.
So Colleyville will get the football back, 5:43 to go. Do they have some late game heroics in store? And a rough punt, it was shanked, and that will give Colleyville great field position, but a penalty marker is down as well. From the far side, gives you the indication, were the Panthers off? We'll see what the call is.
This is going to be interesting because I tell you, Colleyville, they're getting it handed to them. They just have to take advantage of these opportunities that they're being handed right now. So we'll see what this penalty is all about.
Very short punt.
I mean, he shanked that punt, so they have great field position if it stands.
But the defense is going back out there. So are they going to have to re-kick? Offsides was the call. And you wonder, does that change the decision as well to punt? It doesn't look like it. Burgess going back to return. And they will punt again. but giving Red Oak another opportunity to try to make this punt better, and it's a bad snap on the punt as well, and that will give Colleyville unbelievable field position. The punting tonight for Red Oak has certainly bit them. At the end of the first half, it resulted in a safety right there. They're not able to get the punt off.
High punt, high snap, and again, I keep saying it, Colleyville gets another opportunity. They have to take advantage of this right now. They're running out of time. It's 5 minutes left on the board, and they get another gift. And so let's see what happens. Let's see if Mr. Blewett's back out here.
No signs of Blewett on the football field right now. But starting in the red zone, the Panthers, after the punt not being able to be getting off, it's going to be Abram who gets the carry, and a flag's going to be called because Red Oak had too many men on the field and they weren't able to get off in time.
Yeah. Flag on the play. Yeah, they couldn't get the 12 men on the field as we saw.
Late substitution, the call. Not able to get everybody off in time. A lot of flags on opening night.
A lot to get cleaned up.
Yes. And Colleyville just down by a touchdown. They've been gifted great field position. Now it's just a 1st and 5 yards to go here. With Weaver in the shotgun. Handoff. Good hole. Outside, getting stopped up on the carry from Wiley. Coming in and making a great play. The linebacker, Desmond Cox. Great closing speed on that tackle.
Mr. Cox and Mr. Gordon, 2 great players with 2 great tackles. Way to get to the football.
It appeared for a moment that Wiley had plenty of time to run off the left tackle, but linebackers do what the linebackers do. I know you had plenty of times doing that with the Horned Frogs, and it just shows the importance for that closing speed. And you see Gordon, one of their top linebackers, coming off the field right now.
Yeah, it looked like he has some cramp issues as well, but he's swarming that football the way he just did, and he's cramping afterwards. So let's hope these guys can get water in them and get back on the field because their team needs them.
And movement at the snap on a 2nd and what was 4. Looks like it could back Colleyville up. Who moved first is the question.
Looked like that would be on Gammon. I think that's going to be on defense.
Just as we talked about some flags being thrown around tonight. And time of the essence as well. You talk about an opportunity. It's a false start, so it's on the offense.
Sorry, I misspoke on that. So it was the offense. He pulled Mr. Gammon off, so they're going to back him up.
2nd down. About 9 yards to go. And now the officials will converse once again. Huge spot, though. Under 5 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. And the Panthers down by a touchdown. Looking for an opportunity to nod this ball game up.
I keep looking to the sideline, and I'm waiting for Mr. Blewett to come in. It must be a little bit more than a cramp because it shouldn't take that long to get some fluids in you and get rolled out, stretched out, and back on the field. So that's going to be something we need to pay attention to because we know great things happen when the ball gets in this young man's hand or in the vicinity of his hands.
And certainly all hopes and thoughts for the Panthers is that he indeed will be okay, not just for tonight, but moving forward with the special talent that he is and the things that he showcased on the football field tonight. A lot of people taking notice of what he can do with the ball in his hands.
Yes, sir.
2nd down, about 9 to go. Interesting with the officials talking to Red Oak's sideline after Colleyville was penalized. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense when the flag was not on Red Oak. What the problem would be over there.
Blewett with his helmet on, still on the sideline. Keeping an eye on number 8. Right now for Colleyville. Second down. Weaver, throw to the outside. He's got a man. That's Nicholas Wancombe with the first down reception. First and goal to go for the Panthers. Wancombe catching it on the outside.
What a throw by Mr. Weaver. Man, that's a hard throw to make across the field and to complete it at that angle. That's a great throw and catch.
So the Panthers move the chains. Quick release. Wancombe gets it to the 5. Carry there for Wiley. Second effort. He gets inside the 1-yard line. And the sophomore hungry to get into the end zone. If you're just joining us, it was Jared Wiley who had that first touchdown of the game for Colleyville as he got all the way into the end zone from 10 yards out.
We got a few players on the field there that are not getting up. I think these guys are starting to wear and tear, getting to them, the cramps maybe. That's what usually happens the first game this time of year.
Looks like Anthony Smith with his helmet off going to the sideline right now being tended to. It sets up second and goal from the 1, though. So 1 yard standing away from Colleyville, having an opportunity to tie this football game. Under 4 minutes to go.
Well, they have all their big guys up there. I'm going to guess this is going to be a run. Let's see here. Big play.
Weaver, quarterback keeper. He
push.
Gets the push, and he gets waiting for the signal into the end zone. Bodie Weaver with the tush push.
The tush push. What a great play. That was awesome. You got the running backs coming up. That looks just like the Philadelphia Eagles sauce, if you will.
Bodie Weaver makes it a 1-point game. And to tie it on the extra point, Ryan Zuckert. He has only misfired on 4 extra points in his career. Right there, it is true. We're all knotted up with 3.5 left in the fourth quarter. Stay tuned. You're tapped into Panther Friday Night on Tradio.
When you're the #1 Chevy dealer in the world, you have more inventory than anyone. Classic Chevrolet. Last chance through Labor Day only. We're offering model year-end savings early on all new 2024 Chevys. Like new Silverados, $14 grand in total savings. Don't miss out on 24s. $14 grand total savings. It's the final days. New Silverados will sell fast. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com now.
Well, tie score, 3:37 left. If you haven't been with us tonight, well, now's a good time to tune in because we've got a football game coming down to the wire here in week 1.
As they say, get your popcorn ready. It's going to be the most exciting 3 minutes of the game right here with it all knotted up. It's time to play a little football.
Bodie Weaver puts it into the end zone from 1 yard out on a drive that saw penalty after penalty. And really that face mask call, that's something you go back to on 3rd down, gave Colleyville a fresh set of downs. And then the big-time completion. You found somebody to step up when Blewett was out of the game, and Nicholas Wancombe makes the catch to set him up at the goal line.
I'll tell you, this TJ's been playing lights out all night, but I guarantee you if they lose this game, he's going to be kicking himself over that face mask because that's a game changer.
Zuckert with the kick. It is short, caught by Taplin. He tries to get to the outside. He's got plenty of space and speed, and if penalty marker is down, and Taplin gets tackled again. It's Ryan Zuckert, the kicker, who makes the stop on a return, and it is Red Oak set up around the 25.
This may be coming back, but I tell you, Mr. Taplin, he's an exciting football player to watch. I mean, that guy doesn't look like he's moving, but he got a big pickup on yardage down the field when he appeared to be stopped.
And he likely will be playing against. Holding is the call. So that will be coming back like you mentioned, but you talk about Taplin, plenty of speed for him. He'll probably be playing against Blewett next year. They're both pledges to play in the Big Ten. Taplin at Michigan State and Blewett for Northwestern, but Taplin showing he's got plenty of speed, but that one comes back. And again, Red Oak, the penalties tonight, really for both teams, it's hurt, and they never help, but there's been some crucial ones, especially on that last drive that allowed Colleyville to tie the football game up. So 1st and 10, still with the football at the 42. Richardson finds the hands of Taplin, and he gets wrestled down. Coming to make the stop there was the defensive end, Matthew Udemba, who makes the tackle, but a first down.
Yeah, what a great catch by Mr. Taplin, and catching and getting up the field. This guy's electric, and they have a lot of playmakers. That's just what it is, and then they're going to try to get it in all their hands right now, play after play.
Richardson, he keeps it himself, tries to rush it up the gut, and Evan Nayati, who makes the stop, he's able to wrap up Richardson, and somebody who's been all over the middle of the defense tonight for Colleyville, to no surprise for Panther fans.
Looked like a misread there. Looked like he should have gave that ball, but decided to keep it for whatever reason and was stopped short.
Game coming down to the wire. 2.5 left. Red Oak trying to set up a game-winning drive. 2nd and 9. Richardson handoff once again and getting stopped up. Holman didn't have a ton of room to operate. And Nehemiah Aleiwola is in there to make the initial hit. And a swarm of Panthers come in and make the stop. Aleiwola and Nayeda, the defensive tackles, have really stiffened up the defense, particularly in the second half, those 2 tackles on the run game.
They're not having it right now. Those guys are stepping up saying, you're not going to run on us right now. So they're going to have to go outside right now because I'm telling you that middle's plugged up.
Under 2 to go. A big 3rd and 8. Robinson comes in motion. Richardson takes a shot down the field looking for Taplin. It's incomplete. Gibson there on the coverage. He's down in the end zone trying to run stride for stride with Taplin. And it is an incomplete pass. That'll set up the biggest play of the game, 4th down on the way.
If he could have that one back when they watch film tomorrow, he had a wide open Mr. Robinson with nobody on him running right down the field and nobody covering him. He missed that one, and he's going to see that tomorrow on film. I get it, Mr. Taplin's a guy you want to get the ball in his hands, but he must read the offense. He must read what the defense is giving him. Read what the defense is giving him, and he missed one right there.
So it's Red Oak who opts to punt. They have had 2 punts tonight that have not gone their way. One that was a high snap that resulted in a safety. Another that was a high snap that resulted in Colleyville getting the football inside the 15-yard line. They're going to need a clean operation here to try to pin the Panthers deep with 1:37 to go. Colleyville with 2 timeouts set to get the football back on 4th and 8. Interesting decision on the way for both sides.
Very interesting because of as you mentioned, with all the field goals being blocked. What do you do here? They have 1 minute and 37 seconds left. They've got to get, I don't know the range of this kicker, but they definitely got to get in range to give themselves a shot to end this game and not go into overtime. But we shall see.
But 4th and 8, ball at the 38. Instead of opting to try what would be a lengthy 55-yard field goal, Red Oak to punt the football back. But they've had their struggles tonight here on the punts.
Look like Red Oak's going to try to zone it, not come for it. Play it safe here.
To snap the football, Brody Flaherty, the junior. Needing a clean one here with Colleyville set deep to return to get the football back with a chance to try to pull off a game-winning drive.
So as I'm looking at this game, that's exactly right. I looked down and I saw the Colleyville Panthers in a zone because they're expecting a fake punt, and then all of a sudden they huddle on the sideline. Look like they're going to call it off. That's interesting.
So Colleyville, another high
one.
snap.
Wow, kidding me.
So Red Oak unable to get the snaps down on the punt here tonight. And Colleyville gifted once again. Fantastic field position. 3 times tonight. Red Oak in a punt situation can't get it off.
Wow, absolutely unbelievable.
I mean, one of the best punts they had tonight, it was called off on a flag, and it only went about 5 yards on the shank. 3 other times, the ball goes over the head of the punter. They're not able to get it back. And tough scene right there as Red Oak shooting themselves in the foot on that occasion.
You got to understand, it's easy to forget watching the game, but special teams is a big, big part of this game. As you can tell tonight, if Colleyville pulls this thing out, you could easily say Red Oak's going to lose this game because of 3 snaps over the center's head, the punter's head.
91 seconds to go in this football game. Tied at 29. Colleyville getting it in solid field position. And a rush there by Wiley immediately stepped. Coming in to make the hit was Desmond Cox all over the backfield.
What a play by Mr. Cox. That was a timely play, and he come off the edge and made a 2-yard loss. Definitely a good play by him.
You think about the Panthers trying to set up a game-winning field goal.
They don't seem to be in a rush, though. It's 1:04 left, and they're just kind of playing it slow right now. That's interesting to me.
Would be about 49 yards from where they are on the field now. This is to the outside looking for Connor Supacase and incomplete with McGee in coverage. And that'll set up a 3rd and 12.
There's TJ again, guys. He put that pressure on the quarterback, caused him to get rid of it off his timing anyway, and so causing the ball to come up short. So what a big play by TJ.
Can Weaver come through with a completion here? And they're going to call a timeout. So Colleyville wants to talk it over. Big time play coming up. And you take a step back and say, man, what a football game we've had on our hands tonight with all the different twists and turns. One story coming out of this certainly will be the snapping operation on the punt unit for Red Oak, gifting Colleyville quality field position. And for Red Oak, a football team that had so many points scored and the offense is so excellent, a team that didn't lose a game in the regular season last year. They didn't have to punt all that much. But a football team tonight that has been stopped on 4th and 8 in plus territory, trying to get a punt off, and instead giving the Panthers the football at the 30. Now, they've lost 2 since. It's a 3rd and 12 from the 32.
As you were speaking out, my thoughts were I don't know if I will see another game this year where you have so many blocked field goals and 3 snaps over the punter's head. I don't know if we'll see that for the rest of the year.
And that's proved a difference tonight. 2 blocked extra points. Red Oak's up by 2 in this game. Those have come back to play a factor, as we mentioned.
Yes, they have.
3rd and 12. Under a minute to go. Throw to the near side. It's caught by the man newly back into the game, Braden Blewett. And guess what he does? Makes a reception to get Colleyville to the 24-yard line.
Well, he's back in the game, folks, and he makes a great catch and puts them in field goal range.
And so now it is up to the kicker. A 41-yard try to perhaps give the game into the hands of the Panthers. 46 seconds left, and Red Oak wants to make Ryan Zuckert think about it just a little bit. They're going to call a timeout. All Colleyville extra points and field goals this season are brought to you by Unified Health Advisors and kickoffs by Texas Live. Thanks to the great sponsors here, Panther Friday Night on Tradio, but a 41-yard field goal try for Zuckert tonight. He's been money on extra points. He made a 25-yard field goal. He made a 46-yard career long field goal. Could he make a 41-yarder to call game? And this is all after he missed a field goal on his initial try. He's been money since. And can he give Colleyville the lead right here? The all-district kicker who this season has a really good chance to become the all-time scoring leader in terms of points for kickers in Colleyville football program history. But a big 3 he wants to hang on the scoreboard right now.
He definitely has the resume to get it done. But I'm telling you right now, that Red Oak defense is going to come after him with everything he got right now tonight. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully this offensive line can hold up and just give the kicker enough time to put it in uprights.
A 41-yard try. With 46 seconds left, a heavyweight battle here in Grapevine, Texas. Is it going to come down to this? The senior all-district kicker is back, trying to convert his third field goal of the night. Snap is down, kick is up, end over end, and it is
good.
through. 41 yards and right on the money for Ryan Zuckert.
Wow, look at the crowd going crazy. That's a big-time kick by a big-time player. Exciting.
Heritage ahead, 32-29. On the third field goal converted tonight, Ryan Zuckert, he's done a lot on the football field for a kicker tonight. 3 field goals made, money on the extra points. He did miss 1 field goal try. He's also made a couple tackles on kickoff returns. And Ryan Zuckert with the 41-yard field goal to put Colleyville ahead by 3. That field goal again brought to you by Unified Health Advisors.
Wow, what a good one. That's exciting stuff, man. I mean, that leg, right down the middle.
And just plenty of room.
Plenty of room, plenty of leg.
From 41.
Oh, plenty of leg left. That thing's still flying in there.
And the crowd, well, they're loving it. Opening night, the student section in attendance, and, well, they've come out in full force, and it's probably roared as loud as it has here tonight as Colleyville overcomes a pick 6 early in the second half, being down by 2 possessions. They get the football back in their hands twice in great field position in the second half because of bad snaps on a punt try. And now Red Oak with an opportunity still. 41 seconds left and 1 timeout. Certainly far from over with all the speed and talent across the football field on the other side for the Hawks.
It's definitely not over. They have too many weapons on that side, and right now with this kickoff, you can't put it in the hands of their dangerous returners right now. So this game's not over, folks.
Zucker to kick this one off. He kicks it deep, and he boots that one into the end zone. So that's not going to go into the hands of any of the returners. He showcases the big leg and a touchback. Red Oak now 1 timeout, 41 seconds left. Interesting question is, who do you put out there as the QB for the final drive? They've been mixing and matching all night long.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting part. Last time Mr. Richardson was in there, I saw him bang up his hand. So I don't know if that's going to affect his throwing arm or hand or not, but we'll see what they're going to do right here. But I'll tell you what, they have 41 seconds. They got to get something done fast. Only having 1 timeout, so they got to use the sideline as well.
Billy Middleton, the junior, is out there as the quarterback. To his left, Kingston McAdams. Receiver split to either side, two of them. Man in motion is Taz Williams. Middleton, pressure comes, and there is going to be a big-time sack.
Big-time sack.
Wrapped up by Demarius Logan, and the big defensive lineman comes up with a massive play and a loss.
Oh, that's a big play at the right time by Mr. Logan. Jeez, that was a big play. Good sack for about 15. Well, I'm sorry. Yeah, about 15 yards.
And the clock continues to tick. Red Oak not opting for that timeout. It's under 30 seconds left in the ballgame. Once again, Middleton back, pressure coming. Logan tries to get to him. It's thrown over the middle, and Lloyd is able to, on the coverage, not to get there in time. Taplin makes the catch, close to the first down, but it's going to be shy. Clock continues to run. Red Oak still with one timeout left. They make the snap. This could be the final play. 3 seconds left. A deep shot down the field, and it's going to be intercepted. Colleyville wins it. Dax Hebeson with the interception, and the Panthers take it 32-29. They win the opening game of the season thanks to a 41-yard field goal with less than a minute to go from Ryan Zucker, and then the interception to end it and cap it off from Dax Hebeson. Colleyville wins it.
I just saw a lot in that one play. First of all, I think the Red Oak had one timeout in their pocket, and they should have called a timeout right there to run a better play than that. I don't know why they did that. They're trying to do the rush-up thing. But if you have one timeout, you should never go to the house with a timeout in your pocket in a game like this. So, to me, I think they should have called a timeout, regrouped to give them a better shot at a play. But, hey, hats off to the Panthers. That's a big home win for the first game. What a game. What a game.
What a fantastic game. Colleyville Heritage wins it 32-29. We will wrap everything up on the other side of this break. Panther Friday Night on Tradio. We'll come back after this and wrap everything up. Colleyville wins 32-29. They pick up a victory on opening night in front of a great crowd here in Grapevine, Texas. And to break this one down, a lot of things happened, and two very talented teams that will both have tremendous seasons from what we saw tonight. But Colleyville comes out on top, winning by 3 thanks to the 41-yard field goal. With less than a minute to go, Ryan Zucker, probably your player of the game here tonight.
I would say so. I mean, you can go around, the board and look at some of these guys who made some great plays tonight. But I tell you, man, the field goal kicker, putting that thing through the uprights. You got some mistakes that were made by, TJ. He's probably going to kick himself tonight. But listen, this game could have went either way with all the penalty, all the flags going on tonight. But it came down to Colleyville making the right plays at the right time and ending this ball game for a victory at home.
So Colleyville starts off the season with a win. A battle tonight and a fun one for the Panthers. 32-29. They get the victory. And a pleasure to have you guys along for the ride here tonight. Thanks so much for tuning in and joining us on Panther Friday Night here on Tradio. We'll be happy to be alongside you for weeks to come. All broadcasts this season for Colleyville Heritage will be right here on Tradio, and next week at Richland will be the next matchup as Colleyville gets ready to take on another opponent that is at a very high level, another team that won 12 games a season ago, and they feature one of the top running backs in the country. Well, for Shannon Brazil, I'm Will Connerly. Thanks so much to A.J. Juarez as well on the production and the great crew here at Tradio. We'll see you next time, next week at Richland here on Tradio. We hope to join you then. 32-29, Colleyville wins it. So long from Mustang Panther Stadium.